Hey guys, welcome to the Single Serving Friends podcast. My name is Renato. I'm joined by my co-host, the massive dickhead, Alex.
Yeah, welcome. All right, so I guess today we'll be talking about, our top films of 2017, but also, some shitty films, some just regular films. So I guess, the process going into this shit was write down most of the shit we've seen all year and then divide them into three categories. We both did that.
Right, so I hope whoever's listening to this, um, we have pretty fat fucking lists. So, not too for me, not too many bad ones, some hefty okay movies, and 13 top films. Yeah, we don't fucking do like top tens on this bitch. I think I saw more than 25 films, 20, 20, 28, I think. So
Fill out fucking time. All right, so
this is gonna be hopefully this is at least longer than 45 minutes. Um, but yeah, for any of
bitch
you
goal.
guys who don't know, we've kind of postponed this podcast for a while. I've been for people who know me, I had pneumonia for a fucking week.
A fucking lie. Nato just likes to go home all the time, and he likes seeing his family, all that pussy ass shit.
Yo, you could just fucking bash me for whatever you want, but I had pneumonia, so I thought I had the flu. Okay, so I thought I had the flu on Monday. I thought it was cool, and there's nothing no
Making
problems.
excuses, bro.
There's no okay. There were no problems when I went to class. The next day I woke up with probably the fattest stuffy nose and the scratchiest fucking throat, and sooner or later at night I had like night shivers and shit. So I told my dad to go pick me up, and I went home, and on Wednesday, um, that was when I was feeling real shit at night. So my parents took me to the emergency room. So
Nato, next time when you want to tell a story, beginning, middle, end, concise.
right, okay, well, point taken, asshole. Fuck you, dude. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna start with our okay films of the year. I think you ranked them
All
actually.
right, yeah. So, all right, I guess we'll start with my. All right, I guess we forgot to mention this, but if we've seen a film, both of us, then we're gonna spoil the fucking shit out of it. But if neither of us, or if only one of us has seen the film, then we're gonna be vague, but we're gonna be critical, I guess. So, I guess I'll start then with fucking my number nine meh slash like lukewarm film, and that's Ghost in the Shell.
Okay, so first of all, I have not seen Ghost in a Shell, so you're gonna have to take this one. I'll intervene, dude. I'll interrupt you as many times as I fucking can.
I know you didn't see it because it's on that fucking weeb shit, but I fucking saw it, and I was fucking excited for this for the first half of the year, and then I saw it and I was like, that's very fucking underwhelming. Best things about this shit, style. It's stylish as fuck. It's sure Japanese world. I don't know.
Well,
I guess they're not very clear that it's in fucking Japan, but you can guess because it's fuck based off an anime.
well,
So
what I know based off just like this film is that there was controversy, right? Because
okay, I wrote this down specifically. That this fucking controversy is fucking nonsense. If I explain it, it's gonna be a fucking spoiler for the film because they handle it all right. They give a decent reason why Scarlett Johansson isn't fucking Asian.
see, I don't want to break the rules that we have already set, but I am 110% sure that I'm never gonna watch
All right,
that
cool.
movie.
So we're gonna spoil the shit out of fucking Ghost in the Shell. So, all right. So towards the end of the film, the climax, I guess, Scarlett Johansson is a artificial, or not an artificial. She's a robot essentially with a human brain in her mind. The fucking robot is white Scarlett Johansson, but her brain was taken off of uh, an Asian girl, and Scarlett Johansson meets her mom, and she starts remembering and
Right.
getting back connected with her mom and shit. Fucking so they go back to the main character's name in the anime, which is fucking Major Kusanagi. So they say that. So she was an Asian girl who was like killed in a raid or something, and the government took out her brain and put it in Scarlett Johansson's body. So it's not even fucking. The fucking whitewashing shit is nonsense. Absolute fucking nonsense for this film because they handle it in an alright way. Not perfect, but.
Did you see this movie in theaters?
I saw it in theaters. It was a good experience. Especially the end part. If you know the anime, you know that there's some good fucking music, and they save it for the end credit scene. And I stayed for the end credit scene so I could hear that fucking music. It's great, but yeah, it's definitely
One out of 10.
It's not quite fun out of 10. There's some very cool
Shit.
moments, and there's some very stylish shit. I would say it's probably the second most stylish film of the year.
Style over substance. Right?
It is style over substance, and there's some good. there's some decent acting in there. Scarlett Johansson is my main problem with the film. All right, so she's supposed to be in the anime. I guess my main problems. I guess it was too different from the anime film, where Major Kusanagi has to learn her human emotions, whereas Scarlett Johansson seemed like she had them from the get-go, from the beginning. Right. She already had some emotions going, but she was still learning. That was my main problem. She should have been more wooden, more robotic, and then gradually learn the human elements. It has a cool villain up until he's revealed. He's interesting. He's like a corrupt AI who's gone rogue, I guess. It's interesting, and he has interesting moments and he's cool visually until they fully reveal him, and then he kind of seems like a joke. And then there's this guy named fucking Pilo Aspaek or whatever, however the fuck you say his fucking stupid fucking name. But he plays a character called Batu, and in the film he is just a full human, and he gets hurt early on, and he has to learn how to use his physical enhancements. His eyes get all fucked up, so he gets robot eyes and shit. So he has that dilemma between becoming, more cybered eyes and shit like that. But
see, I wouldn't know any of this. I haven't even seen the anime, so honestly, I'm completely in the fucking dark. So
honestly, bro, the anime is not even all that good, but it's whatever.
Fucking hashtag unpopular opinion, right? And have everyone bashing you now.
I guess that's pretty much all I have to say about that shit. Good style. It has, just out of the park style. It can be fun out of 10, but it can also be cliche as fuck.
Right. Okay, well, I guess I'll give my number 10. I have a 10, not a 9. Fucking slacker. Anyway.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Anyway, for me, it's M. Night Shyamalan's Split.
Fuck that shit, alright? Dude, that is fucking nonsense. And alright, so this is the dilemma that I thought we'd get into, is that we both have a film, and it would be on one of our other kind of categories, and the other person. So what do you want to do? Do you want to fight about it right now, or do you want to save it till later? Because
you know what? Actually, okay, so it's on your top films, right?
It's on my top films.
Okay.
Well, and the placement may fucking surprise everyone, but that shit was great.
Okay. Well, first, let me just defend my
Alright,
my point.
So do you want me to refute your ass and tell you why you're fucking wrong?
You can go. You can go ahead and fucking try. But what I'm trying to say is, I thought this move, yeah. Okay, so first of all, before anything, you are more than welcome to refute your claim. But when we go to the top films of the year, just go back over what your films were.
I'll just briefly talk about it then.
So basically Split. Okay, so since we both saw this movie, again, spoilers. Spoiler alert. So if you haven't, well, don't listen, I guess, but
just assume we're gonna spoil fucking everything, to be honest.
Yeah, TBH, just fucking, yeah. But, anyway, what, I haven't, I think the problem that I had with this film mainly, it wasn't even the fact that I didn't enjoy it. Moreover, the fact that I saw it at home. So when I saw it at home, we had it like a super small TV. Um,
That's your punk ass fault, though.
that is my punk ass fault, and although it is my punk ass fault, that punk ass mistake ends up ruining a film. Now, first of all, I just want to say that James McAvoy, which by far was the highlight of the film,
I also had that, to be honest. I had that
like
without
James
a doubt.
James McAvoy. Now that I'm thinking about it, I really shouldn't have been an asshole and put it on the okay.
Drink PBR.
Because it really wasn't an okay movie. It was a really great film. I don't. It may have slipped my mind.
Bro.
I know. I'm sorry. Like, this is my fucking fault. This is what happens when I'm rushed into making a fucking list. So
You had
okay,
all the time in the world with
you
your
know what?
fucking pneumonia.
You know what? Well, okay. Well, fuck you. First of all. But anyway, okay. You know what? Audience. Okay. Well, I'm changing my thing. I fucked this one up big time. So now you know that splits on my top. So my
Alright.
mistake. So
It
I
barely makes it.
so I I did make a mistake. I made a mistake. Okay. Renato can be a fucking caveman sometimes. Okay. So I guess I'll start off with my number 9. All right. My number 9 was The Foreigner. So
Okay, all right. I didn't see The Foreigner, so you're gonna have to be light on the spoilers for me because I wanted to see The Foreigner but never did because I didn't want to pay admission for The fucking Foreigner.
Again, another fucking mistake I made. 8. Sorry, 8. The
Okay.
Foreigner.
All right, bro.
So The Foreigner. Okay.
No
So
fucking mistakes, bro.
too late. Got 2 of them. Anyway. So the Foreigner. So since you haven't seen it, I won't even touch spoilers because I know you throw a bitch fit when spoilers are said. So.
Fucking know it, bro.
So this movie's directed by Martin Campbell. If you guys don't know the name, he directed Casino Royale.
Fucking good shit.
Well, I mean,
He directed Goldeneye, I guess. But
he did.
I mean,
I didn't like Pierce Brosnan.
he's more of just a punk ass. All right, Pierce Brosnan is the best fucking Bond.
No.
Best
Sorry.
best looking Bond. I'll retract that. He's not the best Bond. Best looking Bond.
Okay. Sorry, no. I think Daniel Craig's the best Bond. I know.
All right, bro. This is neither here nor there. All right, get to your fucking
Okay,
point.
The Foreigner.
Stop fucking dragging
So
your feet.
okay, so first of all, the problem with this film is like I think my expectations were a little bit too high. When I saw Martin Campbell's like name slapped on there, I immediately thought it was gonna be like Casino Royale. Not to mention the fact that Jackie Chan's starring in it, so I thought he was gonna have full-fledged like creative fights. Did you see the trailer?
I saw the trailer. I was
Okay.
hyped, to be honest.
Okay, so
I
like
was
the
pretty fucking
trailer,
hyped.
basically this is not really a spoiler. It's fucking in the trailer, but like there's a bomb that goes off
daughter
and his
dies.
daughter dies. Right? That's pretty heavy. Okay, so that's pretty heavy. I still had a part in me where it was like, this is gonna be a fun film. This is gonna be a very fun action film with Jackie Chan, who's like 50,000 years old already, but still kicking ass. And he was gonna do all this creative shit, but in reality, this film was actually more of like slow burn espionage, like conspiracy movie where, yeah, Jackie Chan was in it, but he was almost second seat to it. It was mosely about this like convoluted.
Did they give like too much time to Pierce Brosnan and shit? Or
Well, that's where I'm going. Where it's like, Pierce Brosnan is like some. I mean, I don't know much about Britain, but like apparently the IRA still exists, but they have.
Fuck yeah, they do. Go. That's my heritage right there. All right. Support the IRA. Just kidding. Don't do it. Who cares?
But he's an IRA member, but apparently they've made peace like with Britain and all that stuff. I guess.
It's bullshit.
So, anyway, this huge conspiracy about like them planting bombs, and that's the reason why Jackie Chan's daughter died, and it's him trying to like dig for the truth. But most of it is just all this mumbo jumbo about who's right and who's like moral and political races. And not to say that the dialogue isn't good or anything like that. It's just for me, I was kind of disappointed. I just saw Martin Campbell's name and I was expecting some awesome.
You were expecting a very good like action film, a Jackie Chan action film with a serious take.
Right.
rather than his more kind of comical, fun vibe. I mean, because he's old fucking Jackie Chan now. Like,
No, yeah, yeah.
you would expect, him to mature a little bit, I guess, for the lack of a fucking better word. And I guess it was more character oriented.
It was, and like for me, that's what made it okay. Where, I think the marketing had a big say in what it actually was.
I mean, in the trailer, is that most of the action in the film, or did you
it mostly is. Well, I mean, that's what gets people in the seats when like.
That's pretty depressing, because it seems like they would hide a card up their sleeve.
Right.
And they would not show, like, their climax action moment.
Well, I mean, I get it. Like, it's a business. You're trying to get asses into seats. Well, there's another movie that's on my top films that we'll talk about some similar shit, but
I know what that is.
But
Because it's on mine, too.
but like the Foreigner, like, okay, it's okay. It's totally fine. A bit lengthy, a bit slow. Jackie Chan actually almost plays an anti-hero. Some of his morals are kind of questioned.
I think that's cool, though, because he's usually in the hero role.
Right, which that was interesting. That was definitely interesting. The movie's super depressing. I thought it was gonna be fun. No. It's completely fucking depressing. It's gray. It's sad. Nothing really goes right.
Would you recommend it, though?
Okay, if I had to recommend it, yes, but only if you have heeded my warning.
With an asterisk.
Yeah. Asterisk if you heeded Renato Nato Paniagua Jr.'s warning that this movie is not really action oriented. Jackie Chan does have like 2 or 3 phenomenal like fights. He's still very agile, but that's not the whole.
Not the point of the story.
It's not centered.
It's a story oriented on. It's not what you expected.
Right. I mean, it's totally fine. If I had to give it a score, it'd be like a 6 point fucking.
Scores are
7.
for bitches.
Yeah. Well, it's just okay. That's fine. That's what it was. Meh. That's what it was.
Meh. I mean, it belongs then if it's meh. I mean, I guess we'll go on to my number 8 meh, and that is Pirates 5: Dead Men Tell No Tales. All right.
I haven't even seen that one either.
All right, I won't spoil it, but it's pretty much, been there, done that. It's a soft reboot. It is legitimately fun out of 10. All right. I enjoy the Pirates franchise. I think it's some of the most quality shit that Disney does. It's funny. I didn't expect going into Pirates, to enjoy it as much as I did. The story's kind of nonsense, but who cares about the story? You're there for the comedic elements. You're there for fucking Gibbs, is I think his name. I love fucking Gibbs.
Gibbs. I thought you said shits and gigs.
No. You're there for fucking Jack Sparrow and like Barbossa. Barbossa's particularly fucking good in this because get a little fucking backstory and shit. Not to spoil nothing. But you get some fuck backstory. You get some fucking Will Turner Jr. or whatever the fuck his name is.
The guy who plays Barbossa?
Jeffrey Rush.
Dude, I just remember him on the King's Speech. It's fucking phenomenal.
Didn't see the fuck King's Speech.
Okay, well, fuck you too then.
I don't have much to say about this film besides it was just fun.
Well, I kind of do. Going off your thing, I think for me, like, the reason why I didn't watch it, I'm just really hooked on, like, the first one. Like, the first one's phenomenal.
It's great. It's legitimately a great fucking film.
It's incredible. Like,
it comes out of nowhere.
It was when Johnny Depp was legitimately playing Jack Sparrow, and
a wife-beating alcoholic.
Like, I know that sounds pretentious. Like, oh, of course Johnny Depp's playing like Jack Sparrow, but no, like, it felt genuine. Now it's just like, okay, Johnny Depp's
He's trying to get a paycheck.
Right.
To feed his alcoholism.
Which is, yeah.
Hey man,
dude,
respect.
Dude, he's the guy who lost Amber Heard.
I know, what a fucking chump, dude. You have to try really hard to lose that, alright? And he's kind of a gross motherfucker.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest, he's Johnny Depp, so like, I
guess that fucking name carries weight. It carries more weight than my fucking name.
Well, mine too. Jesus, well, yeah, I think he carries more weight than like you, me, my roommate. Fuck, probably all of San Francisco.
We're nobody.
Yeah, we are pretty
I'm
fucking.
glad I didn't pick that up, to be honest.
Jeez, dude, cynicism and Wait, I say narcissism. I don't think that's negativity. Or just
I don't know.
negativity. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I've said all I've wanted to say about Pirates. I would recommend Pirates because it's fun. All right,
fun.
you know, and Barbosa gets particularly. That's the alcohol. He gets particular attention, and it's cool. And I mean, didn't even talk about Javier Bardem, but he's decent. You know, he's an alright villain. And honestly, the end credit scene is pretty fucking worth it. It teases some pretty good shit. So,
Right.
you know,
Okay.
fun out of 10.
4 out of 10. All right. Well, my number 7. This I don't know. This may be like this may fluster some people, but
I know what this is.
I put The Last Jedi. I just want to preface this by saying that I'm not a huge Star Wars fan.
Whatever, punk.
Well, okay. You know, to be honest, I don't really give a shit about Star Wars. I understand that it's a monumental film in cinema.
It's fucking God, alright? It's God.
No.
Just kidding. It's not that good.
But like The Last Jedi. So the reason I put it in okay, I'm not gonna lie, it was that fucking casino planet scene that lasted way too fucking long. I think Ryan Johnson.
Canto Bite, bro.
Yeah, Canto Bite.
I agree.
Like that Canto Bite sequence was kind of wasted, cause like, well, we both saw it, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course, bro.
Fucking
no,
spoilers.
I'm just not gonna see fucking Star Wars, alright? I'm just the only person on the planet who's not gonna fucking see Star Wars.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
whatever.
fuck it. So they basically have to go find this master, hacker?
Pretty sure everyone's seen fucking Star Wars
Oh,
at
yeah.
this point. Even people who don't like Star Wars, like yourself, went to see it.
I went to,
mean,
yeah.
you're not a fan of Star Wars. It's
It's
not
not
fair.
that I don't like it. It's just like I'm not like a huge fan. So
Not
like,
a fucking nerd.
yeah, I'm not a fanboy. So, but that's beyond the point. They went to go look for this master hacker dude who's supposedly supposed to save the rest of the rebellion, I
Fucking
guess.
dying over here.
And it's Justin Theroux. It's fucking
That was
Justin Theroux.
fucking R.I.P. that marriage to Jennifer Aniston for like a month.
That too. You know what? That guy took some fat fucking L's.
How the fucking fuck that up?
I don't even think
he's
that
fucking nobody, to be honest.
I don't even think that picked up. I said it because it's Justin Theroux. if it didn't pick up, there you go. But the Last Jedi, that Canto Bite scene, I felt was super unnecessary. They didn't even get him to be like the master hacker. They ended up getting.
Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, he even goes like, "Sorry, it's business." But it's like, okay, that's cool and all. I think he was kind of out of the blue. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't even like him in the movie.
Loved him. I fucking loved him. Absolutely. I love Benicio in real life. I love his Heineken commercials. Shout out to Heineken.
His Heineken commercials are pretty
But
fucking dope.
but also like, I mean, I get your gripes with The Last Jedi. I guess I'll say where my Last Jedi lands. Mine also lands at meh. It lands at number 3, or actually 4, because you know another film took its place.
God, dude, you just fucking burping. Jesus Christ.
Alk, bro. I have problems with The Last Jedi. All right. I think it is I think it's a bad Star Wars film, but I think it's a masterful film in general, though. Minus Canto Bite.
Well,
I think everyone agrees that Canto Bite wasn't a good additive. It's rich that, you know, in a Disney film, which Disney is a borderline monopoly at this point,
right,
with its
buying out
acquisition
Fox, too.
of fucking 20th Century Fox, that it's close to a monopoly, and there's just such a fat anti 1% vibe with the Canto Bite nonsense that it's really fucking rich and possibly self-aware that
Right.
you know it could be a critique of, you know, Disney itself, but I'll go to I got some other shit.
Let me just go off something you said there. The Canto Bite scene, yeah, that whole sequence.
Also, Rose fucking sucks as a character. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, bro. She's a shit character, right? Finn's alright, but Rose
I
adds
enjoy
fucking
French
her
fries.
sister added more than fucking Rose did. She's a fucking nothing. Some
But
fucking nonsense.
okay, but the Canto Bite scene. So basically, the Canto Bite scene. What the reason why I did not like it was, besides obviously not even getting Justin Theroux at all, failing. Basically, it's a big fat fucking L. So,
Yeah.
but also, yeah, it had to do with like it felt like it was just a bunch of like themes mixed into this one tiny sequence. You had the anti
1%er vibe.
1% rich people vibe, which I mean, okay, you know what?
Shut the fuck up,
It's
bro.
just-
Who
it's
gives a
right-
shit about that political?
it's-
We're talking
yeah.
movies. Ain't
Yeah, we're
that
talking about
ain't
fucking
that fucking
movies.
difficult nonsense?
I'm
you,
here
you
to
want
shut off
politics?
my
We'll
brain.
talk politics next week, all right? You know.
I'm here about to talk about my like the fucking entertainment business, not no fucking politics. I mean, but I didn't care much for that. But for me, it was the mixing of, okay, child labor. You got the kids who were just like, obviously they're there. Oh man, they're like fucking helping out the, the whole casino planet thing, and then you have those weird kangaroo goat.
Slightly horse, definitely a horse vibe, horse
It's like a
enslavement,
horse dog.
except
kangaroo.
they're not, shoved off to the glue factory after
Right.
they lose.
Right. So that was my big thing, where it was just, it almost felt like, it was too much.
Preachy.
It was too much, right? It kind of felt unnecessary. Like you already had this whole big old like theme that overlays in the entire film. So like, why would you need to even add that? For me, it just felt like pandering. That's what it was. It was pandering. It was unnecessary. You could actually do without that entire Canto Bite scene and still probably watch.
It would be a better movie. It would be an actually
And yes.
legitimately great Star Wars film. Are you done with Canto Bite? Because I got plenty of other shit to say about the
And
Last
I'll
Jedi.
respond to you, but yeah, basically
But-
mine was Canto Bite.
But I agree with you wholeheartedly. Canto Bite sucks ass. Like like nothing in the prequels will ever be as bad as Canto Bite, and
But, yeah.
the episode 2 is the worst piece of shit I've ever seen. But I'm gonna get to the good. I have the good and the bad, and the ugly written for Star Wars pretty much. All right, the good. The throne room scene. Oh yeah, we're gonna fucking spoil it, obviously. But
think
I
we
mean,
already said that.
But everyone, dude, I don't fucking know.
Nobody said that already.
Got a couple drinks in me.
I just want you guys to know we will spoil everything. I mean, even if we haven't seen it,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure some shit's gonna get spoiled. So,
All right, so
Apologies.
back to that shit. No apologies. Fuck you guys. Kidding. Not. All right, Star Wars. All right, it's back to Star Wars. Throne room scene with Rey
Oh,
and
yeah.
fucking Snoke and Kylo Ren is legitimately the best fucking scene in any Star Wars film ever. Fuck on that. Like, I want to go fucking 5 rounds in a ring.
hello. Okay, sorry.
Podcast. I hope you enjoyed that last commercial break. But we're back talking about Star Wars. So back to the fucking throne room scene before I got abruptly cut off by some rude ass shit.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking. Bad.
The throne room scene with fucking Rey, Snoke, and fucking Kylo Ren. Best fucking film, best fucking scene in any Star Wars film ever. It's fucking amazing. The fight choreography is fucking insane. The stakes are also fucking insane.
Right.
But Kylo Ren, ultimate badass, best character in the fucking New Wars trilogy.
See what I liked about that scene was, for me personally, like I just genuinely thought that like Kylo Ren,
Ben Solo.
Kylo Ren, I legitimately thought Kylo Ren was gonna be like, okay man, like I'm sorry about what I've done, I'm gonna join like.
Act like a cuck.
Yeah, but I was half expecting him to do it.
Glad he didn't.
I'm actually glad because like when Snoke died, I was like, well, fuck, well,
What's gonna happen now? Like,
Right.
The
Which is
the
cool.
big bad's gone. But I have more shit to say about that.
go ahead,
You know,
keep on going.
I'm just gonna continue with my. You already know my bad shit with fucking Star Wars.
Mhm.
Canto Bite. Fucking the light speed sacrifice is visually one of the best things I've ever seen in Star Wars. Visually incredible. I don't care if it doesn't make any sense. Right? Nothing in Star Wars makes any sense. Ever. Alright? Can't rationalize Star Wars. It doesn't work.
Right.
But that shit is visually fucking amazing. Alright. The fucking sound cuts off for a good 30 seconds. And you just see this. I mean, think about it rationally. That fucking sacrifice is stupid as fuck. Alright. Poe Dameron had a good plan to fucking save everyone else. Stupid Laura Dern had nothing to add to that besides, a bullshit sacrifice. But visually, it looks fucking great. It's amazing. The sound cuts off. And you're just left with the visual image and the weight of that fucking moment.
Right, right.
And it's great. I fucking love it. I can't state how much I fucking love that shit.
What drove me up the wall of that whole, like, Laura Dern, Poe Dameron, like, thing was, like, maybe I missed it, but, like, I fucking hated how it was so easy for Laura Dern just to pull Poe aside and be like, shut your fucking face. There's a fucking, like, abandoned planet that we're heading to. Just shut your face and just follow my goddamn orders.
She wanted to be really coy and, like, really secretive for no fucking reason. I have a problem with that, too. That's another big problem I have with the fucking film.
Yeah.
It would, like, that's a thing that you do just to cue in the audience. Just to surprise them, and that's it. Oh, wow, you think that she's just some dumb bitch with no fucking plan, but she actually has a plan. Whoa, big fucking twist and shit. But
Yeah,
it would have been it would have been a better fucking film if she either had no plan, it was just struggling to control all this shit after fucking Leia's in fucking a coma.
Right, and I agree because, I mean, the entire time I was thinking either Laura Dern is working obviously for what are they called? The Empire?
The First Order!
The First Order.
Also, fucking shout out to Domhnall Gleeson, bro.
Dom Gleeson, hell yeah.
He is the best character in the New Wars trilogy.
He is so cartoony. I fucking love
That's
him.
why he's so fucking perfect.
We must listen to Officer to Snoke.
Oh, so
listen
good.
to Snoke.
But back to your point, that was a little off track nonsense.
It's still Star Wars. That's the thing. Okay, so, but like the whole thing, I was just thinking like, shit, she's gonna betray everyone. I think that was my stupidity though. But
I wanted that.
It would make sense in the long run. That would have been actually better payoff because then Poe would have to rise to the occasion. I get it. The whole thing was like, oh, Poe is an arrogant asshole who's supposed to learn that some shit is just not gonna go his way. But it doesn't validate the whole point that Laura Dern couldn't just easily pull them aside and be like, look, there's a planet that's uninhabited that used to be a rebellion base, and now we're going there. The end. So just shut your face and listen to my orders. That's it.
Yeah, it would have been that simple. I think I wanted more of this film. I wanted twists and turns. I wanted in the throne room. I was thinking like it would be insane if Kylo and Rey swap positions. Like Rey, natural god at fuck Force and shit like that.
Right.
Jedi nonsense. And then Kylo, who's constantly getting beat up, gets betrayed by Snoke, and then comes crawling back to the rebellion or whatever they're fucking called now. The resistance or whatever fucking stupid shit they're calling themselves. I think that would have been a really cool twist. Maybe predictable because everyone was kind of hoping like something cool like that was going to happen. But I quickly want to get into why I think this is an incredible film.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright, so I have my good, I have my bad, which really fucking drags it down, unfortunately, and then I have my great. This is not a Star Wars film. It is a meta Star Wars film. It is a self-aware Star Wars film making fun of Star Wars fans and Star Wars as a whole. I say that because if you watch that film, it has some really fucking terrible CG, which is a throwback to the fucking prequels.
Right.
You remember the scene in the hangar when Finn's about to be executed, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's green screen nonsense. Alright, when The Force Awakens had a huge deal of being more practical relying less on CG. Um, there's no direct lightsaber fight.
Right.
Every
right.
film has a lightsaber fight. This one is the only, besides Rogue One, which I mean,
I mean, that one was more about
it's technically not about the traditional familial
Jedi
story of the Skywalker family, and I guess the Solo family now.
Right.
But there's no fucking lightsaber fight. That's unheard of. Who does that? Nobody. Not even fucking George Lucas. George Lucas was like, all right, bro, we're gonna have lightsaber fights all the time.
I think that actually benefited in the long run. Like, I think it was something like a twist that Ryan Johnson used pretty well.
This goes to my metafilm theory. Continuing with that, I talked about the poor CGI, the reliance on CGI sets. Alright, my biggest thing about this thing is when Kylo Ren says, "Let the past die." That is a direct, reference
To the
to the Star Wars fans, to the Star Wars canon. He's saying, shut the fuck up and let me do something different
right.
and new and what I want to do with the film. That is so in line with Ryan Johnson, who had the writing control of this film and the directing control of this film.
Right, and
He's trying to show Star Wars fans that all their nostalgia is absolute fucking nonsense. Either accept the new films or don't, accept my vision or don't, but critique them based on their individual success rather than as a continuation of the whole trilogy, which can never be topped.
Right, they're not fan films. They're still visions of a director who probably are fans of the original films. Obviously, they were handpicked, so I mean, whatever. But something to go along with the Ryan Johnson. I'm sorry to take us on the tangent.
It's totally cool because I have one more thing to say about Star Wars, and then I'm fucking done talking about Star Wars.
This is a little tiny thing, but if you go watch the movie, what I really, gosh, I fucking admire this so much about Ryan Johnson, is that most of the fights, whether they be with like TIE fighters or
blasters or
blasters or like lightsabers, he rarely cuts. They're medium shots or wide angle shots that are just fantastic. That kind of linger. There's something admirable about that, where it's like he actually put the time and effort to make this very detailed, very visual, where like the audience could actually focus on what's going on. I think that was something I just wanted to point out, because although this film was meh for me, that to me is why Ryan Johnson, like, I think he's still one of the greatest like young directors.
I think he made a masterclass film, but not a great Star Wars film. All right, I have a couple more things to say about Star Wars, and then we can fucking move on, because I'm tired of talking about fucking Star Wars.
We took forever.
I forgot to say that the Luke, Kylo, and fucking Rey stuff is fucking tits. It's prime. It's great. I wish the whole film was like that. It's fucking phenomenal. But
right, I agree.
The last thing that I think that makes it a meta Star Wars film is that in what is it? Empire Strikes Back, they finally introduced the Emperor as a character or whatever, and he's the big bad, and he doesn't get murdered until Episode 6. In this one, you have the big bad introduced in the first one, and it's alluding to this fucking all-powerful Jedi, and he gets fucking killed in fucking The Last Jedi, which is totally not what any Star Wars fan would want or expect. They want their big bad to be a god type. They want him to be all-powerful, that the hero has to overcome, like Luke has to overcome his father, and then eventually his own anger, which leads him to overcome the Emperor and shit like that. And that's another thing. Like the Emperor, or the big bad Snoke, is killed way before we see any like amazing power from him. Where he doesn't become the big bad. He's just some fucking dude. So it's subverting that idea of having an Emperor type.
It's not about him.
And the Star Wars, the Sith rule of twos or whatever.
Right.
Whatever the fuck that's called. I forget. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about Star Wars. I'm fucking done talking
Okay, yeah,
about
I'm
Star
fucking done.
Wars.
I think we took way too fucking long on that one, but
That's right, bro.
continue.
Alright, so I guess it's my turn with fucking meh. So, alright, we talked about, yeah, you talked, alright, I know.
So we got
So,
Star Wars out of the way.
this one is weird. Alright, it's a remake directed by Sofia Coppola. It's The Beguiled. I'm pretty sure you didn't see it.
I haven't seen it.
I saw it with my brother. It was in the meh category for me. There were some great fucking performances all around. I don't know what the little fucking girl's name is, but she's fucking real good in it. And alright, I mean, whatever, bro. Do you want me to keep talking? Cause I mean,
Okay, well I'm gonna go take a bathroom break. Keep on talking about the.
alright, since NATO didn't fucking see the fucking Beguiled, and he's about to take a piss like a little bitch. Not gonna lie, I have to too. But they're fucking great performances, dude. Colin Farrell is phenomenal. But this movie plays out in a first half, second half mentality, for lack of a better word. Alright. It may sound ridiculous, but the first half is quote unquote Meninist. That's not even a fucking word, but it's very keen to the masculine side of things. You know, Colin Farrell is manipulating these women. He's getting his way with these women. These women are competing with one another in order to gain his affection. They want him. The little girl loves him. The older woman fucking loves him. They all want his affection. They all want his approval. Until, you know, he makes a mistake. You know, obviously, a sexual mistake, I guess. Damn, bruh!
I'm fucking back. Okay.
Drink PBRs. That would be Pabst Blue Ribbons. If you don't know, they're great.
We're not even sponsored.
Look up Ronnie Mac on YouTube. He's fucking hilarious. But back to The Beguiled. And then the second half is totally feminist, complete. It's women. The women are totally against Colin Farrell, the only man. It's, you know, they're trying to find ways to get him out of there because he's a he's a northern soldier, and they're technically southerners. But I mean, my biggest gripe with it is kind of forgettable. It's good, but it doesn't leave a lasting impression. It's what I would like to see is I want to see the Clint Eastwood original and see how it stacks up to the feminist ideals in the second half of the film, to be honest. Because in the Clint Eastwood one, I anticipate it being more geared towards the masculine side, where the man might win or something like that, whereas, you know, this one continues the feminist stuff, but honestly, like, nothing special. It was.
Well, I think that's actually kind of like worse than like man, like when you hear that a movie's forgettable, I think that's like the harshest criticism you could actually give it, because if it's bad, well, that's all it is. It's bad. Well, shit, that's just a bad movie. But when it had potential, but it just didn't hit the mark, that's even worse.
What it felt like the most was that it was trying for the, like, Oscar crowd, but it didn't hit it because it came out in summer.
Right. Well, I mean,
I don't feel like this is a bad movie at all. It's just
forgettable.
It is forgettable, even though it had phenomenal performances all the way around. It was that way, but the story didn't. I guess it didn't resonate with me.
And that's such a shame, because like I fucking love, like, super cliche, but like Lost in Translation. Like, this is just such a fucking.
That's because that one's memorable. It has an interesting gimmick. It's
got
characters. No.
What are you talking? I mean, it has Bill fucking Murray, As
And
Woody Harrelson would say in fucking Zombieland, Bill fucking Murray.
Scarlett Johansson's pretty fucking hot in that, no lie. She's always in her underwear and shit like that. Alright, bro.
It's a plus.
I fucking take that all day. Young fucking Scarlett Johansson, not old ass one.
She's not even that fucking old. that's what makes it funny.
Old enough. Yeah, I'm pretty much done. Like, what's your next, man?
Okay.
Also, take a fat piss. So.
Okay, you know what? Well, did you see Atomic Blonde?
I did not see it.
Okay, well, I'll ramble. While you go take
ramble
a piss.
about Atomic Blonde and how it's inferior to fucking John Wick.
Okay. Well, so I saw Atomic Blonde once again at home, via DirecTV cinema, but see, I was excited for this film mainly for the reasons that Chad Stahelski was directing it. If you guys don't know who Chad Stahelski is, he's the director of the John Wick, the 2 movies that just came out. So I had high hopes for it. The trailers made it look like a complete reversal, you know of the roles. So like instead of it being Keanu Reeves, it's Charlize Theron. Not to say that it is exactly like John Wick, but you had the expectations of it. The problems with this film for me is just that it was too fucking convoluted. You go watch that movie, you don't understand what the fuck is going on. So Charlize Theron is basically this British MIT spy during the 80s when the Berlin Wall is still up, and it's just an espionage film with James McAvoy and
Fucking love James McAvoy.
Welcome back, Alex. Cool. Thanks for fucking just saying James McAvoy.
I never left, bro. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
You went to go take a piss, but
I'm a little bitch.
yeah, okay. Fuck you too then. But Atomic Blonde soundtrack. It sucks that
Tits out of 10 or no?
It sucks that when the best thing about this film almost is just the soundtrack. I'm not a huge fan of Marilyn Manson, but he has a track on here. I forgot what it's called, so I'm sorry. If you go look up the soundtrack of Atomic Blonde, you find this Marilyn Manson song that is so badass. It's ridiculous, dude. You have to look it up. I'm serious.
Killing strangers?
That song is pretty badass too, but major gripes. The fact that this movie was directed by Chad Stahelski is kind of sad because
Is that a gripe though? I feel like that would be a plus.
No. What I was gonna say was a gripe, which I stated before, was the convoluted story.
Okay.
I was expecting dumb fun, which is what John Wick is basically.
Get to that later.
But this movie wasn't that. It actually tried to be very dramatic, very emotional, kind of melodramatic, and it didn't fit in some places. So Charlize Theron had this British accent, which kind of faltered throughout the.
I thought she was gonna be American, to be honest.
Throughout the film. Well, I mean, you plan on seeing it?
Yeah.
Okay,
To be
well,
honest,
never
because
mind.
it seems like it might be some good action.
Yeah, well, for me, 4 out of 10. There is great action scenes in it. It's still Chad Stahelski, so I'm still gonna give him that. Super fun. Yeah. So Atomic Blonde, I would recommend. Do you have any other ones on there besides, or do you want me to keep on going?
I mean, I have some more. I see one that's gonna come up that we're both gonna talk about on your list. But I have some things to say about Kong Skull Island. Meh.
Oh, that is a
Meh.
mega. Dude, that is probably the fattest. Meh.
The first thing I about it, it's fun out of 10. Right.
1 out of 10.
It is a good time. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. They
Right.
know that.
Right.
Dude, John C. Reilly and fucking Sam Jackson are fucking dope.
Fucking phenomenal, right?
Fucking
Yeah.
dope. All right,
Yeah.
they're great. They're hilarious. They're serious. They're fucking they're amazing. Sam Jackson as the quote unquote antagonist is great.
Right.
Absolutely great. It's really funny. There's some, I don't know if it was purposely trying to be funny, but there's some really inadvertently funny moments.
Speaking of one of them, I laughed really hard when Shea Wiggum's character, the guy who carries the AK around, They're okay. There's a scene. Let me paint it. Like it's him who's like I don't.
Is he the
First
one
of
who's safucking himself with fucking grenades and shit?
yeah. But so he, for no fucking reason other than pride, I guess, he kind of goes, "Oh, guys, man, I can't even carry on
Tries to
anymore.
sacrifice
I can't, I can't do this. I'm gonna save you guys. That's what I'm gonna do." So he takes out 2 grenades in front of this massive fucking reptile crocodile thing, and he fucking is like, "Okay, eat me, please, so then I can blow your ass up." So like, what the fuck does like this crocodile slash lizard thing do? He quite literally just
Whips him with his tail.
whips him into oblivion. And what I mean by that is he whips him straight into another mountain and
Fucking cliff, bro.
a cliff, and he blows up. And it's supposed to be emotional because right after that you see the guy who plays Eazy in Straight Outta Compton. The
Dude, I didn't see that shit.
Okay, well anyway, the guy who plays Straight Eazy, I forgot his name. I'm so sorry, but he he's like
Can't be that important
He's
then.
he's like "Ah!" And it's like I felt nothing but complete and honest humor.
I laughed.
It's so
I
fucking funny.
wanted to take that moment seriously because it could have been like it could have been a pretty weighting, emotional fucking moment. But
But
it
how
fucking
could
wasn't.
you? How could you though? Like it would have made more sense if it honestly
fucking nonsense.
It seemed like they did shoot where like Shea Wiggum was eaten, and like he blew up the monster. But then like the crew, like the director was like, dude, this can't even like progress the film because the thing's dead. But like, so they were just like, let's just make this funny, and kick him to the curb.
It was funny. Straight up, that was a funny moment. But
Well,
and John C. Reilly was funny too. Like
Dude, he was-
everything he did was he was funny. He was
shined. He really did
he was
shine.
the absolute saving grace of that movie.
He really was. I have to 100% agree with you.
But overall, it was just kind of it met my expectations.
Well, yeah, and like
I knew exactly what it was gonna be. It was gonna be a stupid monster
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
to set up King Kong versus fucking Godzilla.
well, to be honest, the one thing that I kind of did where it kind of did not meet where I thought it was. I thought what's his face? The guy who plays Loki.
Oh, I know who you're fucking talking about, but I don't fucking remember.
I don't remember his name, but you guys know the guy who plays Loki in the Avengers. He
Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, Tom Hiddleston.
I don't know why I didn't fucking
I
remember
thought
that
he was
shit.
gonna have more charisma in this film. He just kind of does the whole. I'm the
He's a bit of just a soldier dick.
dude. He's just a cookie cutout. That's what he is.
I mean,
He's-
you're not wrong.
He's a cardboard piece walking around. There's another scene that made me laugh, where he's in slow mo, and he's slashing through
okay,
shit.
yeah.
Like that part made me laugh too. Brie Larson too. She was a cookie cutout. Oh, she's just trying to bring peace and everything like that. And
She's pretty fucking hot in a tank top. Not gonna lie. All right.
every single time we
Brie
mention it,
Larson.
every single time we mention a young hot actress, we're gonna be like, yo, but fuck, she was hot as fuck. Like, oh my god.
I didn't say anything about Charlize Theron, because I mean she's old.
She was. Oh yeah.
I
Okay,
mean, just kidding. I didn't see the film, so.
But yeah. So
But who knows? Maybe she was fucking hot in it. Maybe not. I mean, who knows?
who does know, dude? I'm. Yeah, but whatever. The Kong Skull Island. I think I'm done with that one.
I'm done.
It was.
What's your next? That was on your meh, I believe. Probably.
It was on my meh.
What's your next meh?
Another meh that I had was. I know I gave it praise, but after thinking about it, it was. Oh, sorry, no. War of the Planet of the Apes.
That is my next one, to be honest, too.
War of the Planet of the Apes. That one, the best way I could describe it to you is depressing. That's all it was. It was just, it was kind of metaphorical. It was just like, oh, it's the Holocaust. It's the Holocaust for apes.
My take on it is it was The Great Escape, but monkeys. Or apes.
Yeah.
Apes.
Caesar, played by Andy Serkis, plays
He's so great.
Steve McQueen.
He's underrated, honestly. That was my biggest gripe with this shit is Andy Serkis is the most underrated fucking
and
actor on the fucking planet.
It kind of makes me sad that he won't get recognition for it.
Because that trilogy is not the greatest trilogy ever,
Right,
but his
it really-
performances in that are fucking amazing.
Right, and like before we even continue, I just want to say that I think the second one was the best one.
First one was the best,
I
but
think
that fight is for another day.
yeah, okay, we'll save that for later. Even though you're completely fucking wrong.
Alright, bro. Fucking fight me, bro.
But anyway, yeah. So like, I think the best part, besides Andy Serkis and obviously like the phenomenal CG where it makes it look incredibly fucking real, is insane. Woody Harrelson. I wish there was so much more
Totally agree.
of Woody Harrelson.
So fucking amazing in that shit. He does a great job at playing a fucking crazy warmonger. With his dude, one of the fucking biggest takeaways I have of that film is when he's shaving his head,
Oh my
because
God,
that
yeah.
just speaks to how insane his character is.
I don't know if did you ever see Apocalypse Now?
No,
Okay.
but I've seen scenes from
There's
it.
Marlon Brando, dude. I found it not to say that Woody Harrelson matched Marlon Brando's, because Woody Harrelson is a completely different actor.
Woody
than
Harrelson's
Marlon.
better, is what Nato was trying to say.
Arguably, but he they're both, you know, the whole like head shaving part. There's a scene where like I think Marlon Brando shaves his head. I think that was a nod, but they're both very insane men. It was fucking phenomenal.
My biggest problem with this film is the way it was marketed. Right. The way it was marketed was that it was going to be an actual war film. That this little girl
Right,
was
right.
going to be important to, you know, both sides or whatever, and they were fighting over this little girl.
Right.
And it fucking wasn't that. It was just fucking The Great Escape, which, I mean, it's not bad, but it fucking totally mismarketed itself,
Yeah.
which made me sad. That first scene where you get the overhead shot of the fucking soldiers versus the apes, where you see the tracer ammo kind of go across the battlefield, dude, nothing tops that fucking visual imagery. It's amazing.
It is
I just
incredible.
wish it kept it up with that. Woody Harrelson descending from the falls.
Oh, dude, that's my favorite
Oh
scene.
my
That was
God,
favorite
dude.
scene.
If they just kept up that warlike atmosphere, it would have been so much better than it was. Not to say that it was bad. It was just
Poorly marketed.
the
right?
marketing really fucked it. Because you were at least I was expecting the little girl to be important rather than just like a little girl who is adopted by the apes.
I did, to be completely honest, I didn't really give much thought to the little girl, which is probably my bad. But, I, yeah, I have to agree with you. This whole War of the Planet of the Apes is just nonsense. It's majority.
It's not a war.
Majority is spent in one location after they get, after they get captured. So like they just get spent like the whole entire second and third half is spent just Caesar trying to like.
Get a nice Jesus metaphor though.
Right, yeah, yeah. So like, well, yeah, he loses the faith in his like in his people, and you know because he becomes selfish and self-obsessed because his family's murdered. That's cool and all, but like there is I don't think there was even the slightest bit of war besides like the beginning and obviously like the end of it.
Yeah, I mean there were some cool things. How Woody Harrelson was, you know, outlaw of his unit.
Right.
He didn't, you know, follow orders as, you know, a regular soldier. He took his outfit and he went rogue. I thought that was fucking cool.
That was pretty
But
fucking
it
cool.
just didn't amount to what I wanted it to be. I guess that's the biggest problem is my expectations were not high, but they were just put in the wrong place.
Yeah, well, for me it was actually the fact that it's probably the most forgettable of the three. That's for
Yeah.
me, cause like I loved the second one. I did love the first one too.
I think the first one has the most emotion.
Right. But the third one kind of fell flat almost. Like when it came out, it really didn't make big splashes. It was just like, oh yeah.
It's like what you expected. It again, I hate to say it, but it seems like it met expectations rather than
Exceeded them, right.
It ends where you think it'll end. It's meh. You know, it's the
Right,
definition of meh. It's a good meh, but
Right, right. Okay. So, do you have yours?
I don't know if you'll disagree with this one, but my next one is Get Out.
Yeah, my second one was Get Out, actually.
All right. First of all,
I just not. You know what? We're probably gonna. I don't really give a fuck, but we're probably gonna get flack for this. I don't really give a shit.
first of all, I'm gonna fucking pour myself another drink.
Same. Shots.
Well, tequila, you know. I can continue to talk about this. My biggest gripe about fucking Get Out is that everyone's mismarketing it into this, you know, thriller, horror, or whatever. It's not. It's a legitimate comedy film. And I'll give you my reasons for that.
Go ahead, dude.
One, it's written and directed by Jordan
Peele, right?
His speciality is comedy. That's what he's known for. That's what he keeps doing. This one is no different than that. They're inadvertently, or not even inadvertently funny moments. They're funny moments regarding jump scares. He's making fun of jump scares, right? When Georgina is in the window, there's an unnecessary jump scare, and that's fucking hilarious. When, I forget the gardener's name, but when he's running at fucking David Kaluuya, Chris, I guess. Yeah, Chris. It's fucking hilarious, because they use a jump scare, and he fucking sprints at him. Everything is hilarious. Like the comedic element character, I forget his fucking name.
The NSA guy.
Yeah, or not the NSA.
I mean the fucking
TSA.
The TSA.
Yeah.
Fuck.
The TSA guy's fucking hilarious.
He really
Everything
is,
he fucking says is absolute gold. Like that's fucking funny. Chris's like comments are pretty funny every once in a while to like Georgina and girlfriend.
Well, see, like my favorite scene was like the whole scene with the blind guy. The blind guy where he's like telling him like,
yeah, fucking good old Bill Dauterive.
Yeah, oh my
King of the Hill.
Yeah, he was that was a really odd scene. Dude, fucking party foul, man.
Shut the fuck up, Nato.
God damn it, dude. You can't spill shit on here. But anyway.
Too late, I already did.
Fuck. Well, anyway, beyond that, like, I think I fell victim to hype. That's what I did.
I had no expectations.
Yeah, I did because people were telling me that it was a masterful film. And don't get me wrong, I thought it was pretty well written, and I thought it had some really fucking awesome moments, especially the death scenes. The death scenes were fucking hilarious.
Those are fucking great.
They were fucking awesome. They're so awesome. But yeah, I think I fell victim. Not to say that they correlate, but I had the same experience with Frozen, where it was like people were telling me that it was like the
Didn't
next.
see Frozen.
Well, it was like the next Lion King, and I read it. What the fuck? But I watched
Shout
it.
out to Reddit.
I fucking watched it, and I was like, yeah, this is. It felt like it was a soundtrack first, and then it was made into a film. With Get Out, I think people were just hyping it up too much, and I'm one of those people who's very gullible. So when I hear that a movie's great, I instantly go in there thinking it's going to be the best thing ever.
Go with the hype.
And unfortunately, like, I just think I fell flat. Not to say that Jordan Peele didn't write a really funny, great film.
I'm excited for his next one.
I really am. And to be honest, I'm actually kind of excited or surprised that the Academy actually pulled the trigger on him and nominated him. Not because he didn't deserve it or anything, but because it was, like you said, marketed like a horror film.
I mean, yeah, it is marketed like a horror film and is executed like a comedy film. And if you look at past Best Picture winners or nominees,
yeah, they're
you don't see many horror films. You don't see many comedies.
Yeah, right.
But the fucking Daniel Kaluuya is phenomenal. He deserves the Oscar nom without a doubt.
Oh, dude, without a doubt.
He is so fucking. After rewatching it a week ago in fucking class, he's so fucking amazing.
Dude, I just know him for
subtle face twitches and shit.
I just know him for Sicario, dude. Sicario was fucking awesome.
No arguments here.
Oh my god, dude, for real. Okay, but are we?
But yeah, another thing. I have one more thing to say about.
Go ahead.
Get Out, is that I think Jordan Peele had a smooth vision. That movie is smooth, fucking silk.
Right. Yeah.
Some of the camera movements. Also, it's very. I think it's funny how he's a black and white photographer and
Oh,
it's
yeah, yeah,
and it's
yeah.
pretty bluntly about
Yeah, yeah.
black and white, problems in the United States. Again, going to the idea that this is a comedy film, making fun of how Americans view
Race.
race in America. It's
I mean,
it's essentially, my view is that it's parroting our view of race,
Right,
and it's making
right.
fun of the fact that we have this idea that we care so much about race.
and I'm
in
kind of glad
America.
I'm kind of glad you brought that up because I agree. Where like
Get ready for the politics.
I think people thought that it was gonna be, and just poking fun at white people. To be completely honest, I thought that's what it was gonna be. But I was actually kind of fascinated with how Jordan Peele was just making fun of the stereotypes that linger with black people. That was my fun with it. It was just so funny hearing him say like, oh, especially the dad. He was just like, oh, if Barack Obama was
I
up
would've voted for a third term.
That was the fucking greatest line ever. I know we're speaking about this like if it was a great film. I mean, it was pretty good.
It was a good attempt,
Right,
I mean,
and
but it ended up as meh for
yeah,
me.
and I give Jordan Peele the benefit of the doubt. I think his next film will be better because like, I mean, all he's done is just TV stuff. So, I think now that he's on a bigger scale, it's kind of harder.
I mean, he's done one other feature film, and then I don't know if he wrote Keanu or directed Keanu.
Oh, I forgot about
but I
that
know
movie.
they did Keanu, and then he has one more. He has one other project, unless it's Keegan Michael Key, but I can't remember.
I forgot about that. But are we done with that one?
IMDb. Yeah, I'm fucking done with that one. Like I
Okay.
say what I want to say about that shit.
Okay, well, my next one is okay. This one's the one where I was like, I know I've praised it a lot, but after some time and after the movies I've seen, it.
All right, I didn't see it,
Okay, well, are you
and
gonna
I'm
watch?
kind of surprised that it's in your meh category.
It was in my meh. Okay.
Maybe I'll watch it.
Okay. So, do you want me to ruin it or not?
Don't ruin it.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
get you can get as close as possible.
Get in the nitty gritty, right?
Get in there, bro.
Okay, but
Balls deep.
so directed by Andy Muschietti, who made Mama, which I thought was a good film, horror film. It fucking freaked me the fuck out.
I
But
didn't watch that stupid shit.
fuck you then, bro.
Chastain, shout out, she's from my hometown.
That's it.
I mean,
That's it, dude. She's from my hometown.
she's also kind of hot. Not gonna lie.
She has the Ben Affleck butt chin.
She does. I mean, that's a drawback, unfortunately.
She has
She got
the
some
Ben
nice
Affleck butt
cheekbones. She's ginger.
I think she's a phenomenal
Gingers
actress.
can be very sexy, but it's neither here nor there. All right, continue with your point.
Okay, but after I saw it a second time, and after the second time, I must say, you notice a bit more flaws. Mainly the fact that the adults are almost non-fucking present in this film, and I understand that it's aiming for like a Goonies vibe, almost a Stranger Things vibe. Hence, the guy who's in the fucking Stranger Things is in it.
That's Stranger Things.
Yeah,
Finn
like
Wolfhard.
Phil Wolfhard. I think the child actors are all fucking phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie, probably the best child acting I've seen in a while, besides the Jewish kid. The Jewish kid gives some wooden lines.
What you got against Jewish kids? No.
Dude, I literally.
Why trying to attack my people?
There's a scene where he's just like, he literally goes, no, I don't want to do this anymore. It's just like, oh fuck, well, geez, I think Andy Muschietti was just like, dude, this is like the 15th take. I can't handle this anymore. Just fucking keep that one.
That's what you get when you get child actors.
So yeah, that was my only gripe. Second, for one thing that was really great about it was Bill Skarsgård. When I first saw a picture of it, like
He looks silly
Pennywise,
as
he
fuck.
looked absolutely fucking ridiculous. I was like, this is gonna be like a fucking turd. It's gonna be shit. But he brings a whole new aura with it. It was awesome. I don't think he tops Tim Curry, I believe. Yeah, Tim Curry.
Yeah, it's Tim Curry.
I don't think he ever is. No one's gonna reach that ever. but
I mean, that's a different vibe too. I didn't see
right,
it, but
right.
it's more of a campy vibe.
Right, true. And it was also a TV special, so I have to argue that too. But
It was longer, so
and yeah, it was 3 hours. Well, this movie's gonna have a sequel, so we'll see. But
I don't doubt it. It was pretty successful.
yeah, so but Bill Skarsgård does a phenomenal job. He really made it his own. I must say, he really made it his own. He does have some moments where he kind of like, I think the over the topness kind of gets a little bit annoying over time. And this film also has the problems of like the everyday formulaic um, horror film where you have like
The
loud noises,
unnecessary jump scares and shit like that.
loud
you know,
noises, right?
to appease the masses.
I
get
think,
it. I get it.
right, but I think there are two genuinely terrifying moments. One concerning one of the characters' fathers,
Okay.
and the other one when they're in the garage.
Is that the moment when they're looking at the
when they're
pictures
looking
and
at like
shit?
the
Okay.
pictures, phenomenal scene. Holy fuck! I have to give Andy Machete, like, if I could meet that man, I just want to shake his hand because that was fucking awesome. Because that was fucking insane. That scene kind of creeped me the fuck out, and I was watching it in daytime. So I thought it was a pretty good film. But after the reason why I put it in the okay was that I saw movies that were way better.
I get you. You know, you just kind of had to put. I had a couple films like that where I just had to push it down because
Right.
it's just on second thoughts, it wasn't as great as I thought it was.
Right. So do you have any more for your okay?
I have three more if you want me to bust them out real quick.
I have one more.
So my next one is Phantom Thread.
Holy fuck!
Maybe I should see it again to be honest, but Phantom Thread is the Academy.
Oscar bait.
It's Oscar bait.
It's Oscar
yeah.
bait.
Just say it plainly. It's the Oscar bait film. It's a period piece. You have Daniel Day-Lewis, Paul Thomas Anderson. It is good. My main problem is that it lacks a legitimate conflict. I'm gonna purposely be vague here because I know you haven't.
I haven't seen it, so I
and
plan on watching it.
I think it's worth seeing, but it yes, all these very interesting and cool consequences to the actions of the characters, but it never really gets to that point of the consequences that are suggested,
Right.
which is a fucking shame. But I do have to say my most positive aspect of this film is it is a meditation on acting itself, on Daniel Day-Lewis's acting in particular. The way that his character, Reynolds Woodcock, stupid fucking name by the way, is
What? That's fucking dope.
I know, but the way that he describes his dressmaking is the way that Daniel Day-Lewis views his acting, and in that way, it is a meta film. It understands Daniel Day-Lewis's final role and the weight that it carries in his final role.
Well, that's fascinating because
and-
like it is technically right his last right.
What he says, and honestly, I believe him.
I believe him too. Yeah.
Fucking hates acting anyways.
Just funny.
From my understanding, even though he's fucking phenomenal at it.
Which is funny as fuck, but good on him. Continue.
But,
Sorry.
I mean, that's more or less what I have to say about it. It truly is a great performance by him, and then Paul Thomas Anderson never disappoints.
Well, even without this, like the second view yet, would you recommend?
I would recommend to film people. If it was the casual person, I would say fucking avoid this like the Black Plague.
Okay.
Mostly, film people will find something to appreciate with it. I found appreciation with it, but I wish there was something more in it.
Okay. So is that what you gotta say about Phantom Thread?
That's it about Phantom Thread.
I'll just say my last one, and I'll let you finish your last two.
All right, I know this one is on my best list.
So for
I
me,
see it.
this movie, summer. I think summer, right?
It is summer. June, July.
Wonder Woman. Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, Wonder Woman. I didn't. I think.
Gal Gadot's fucking smoking hot.
Yeah, she's really. She
If she
is a
hears this and wants
wonderful
to get
woman.
married, I mean, you're the only one.
It's like
Here.
we're 20, but I don't care. but
She's 20. I mean, I'm 20 and she's like 30. You
I
know,
don't.
all right, cool.
Yeah, she's married though, dude. She's married. She doesn't want us.
Doesn't matter. That's just some nonsense fucking marriage, anyways.
I mean, did you see? Wait, before I even continue, did you ever see that GIF of her admiring Chris Pine?
I think I saw that.
She
Yeah.
like bites her lip and everything, and like
Chris Pine's a handsome man.
and like there's a moment where she realizes she's on camera, and you're like, oh, she cut at that moment she realized like she wish she wasn't married.
I'd be her Chris Pine.
Yeah.
All day.
Oh goddamn. but yeah. So Wonder Woman. I forgot who Patty.
I don't even know who the fuck Patty Jenkins is. And
Patty
I don't
Jenkins. Okay.
care.
Okay. Patty Jenkins. I think first of all, I want to just say that she probably made the best DC film by far.
Actually, you know what? Different time for an argument, but I like Batman v Superman.
Oh, well, that's fine. I mean, I liked it too, but I didn't think it was like a phenomenal film. I just think she executed a good story. That's what I thought she did.
Alright.
So we can argue about that some other time, but but Wonder Woman. As much as I love Gal Gadot, I did believe she was Wonder Woman, but something I just didn't like is that most of her scenes were kind of wooden. Um, Again, I maybe I missed something or something like that, but I really didn't like how she kind of said some things. It was her lines were kind of like, "Oh, how can that be? The people are supposed to be kind."
I think that goes kind of with her. I mean, it could just be bad acting. Not gonna lie. Character where she doesn't know much of anything.
Right.
She's new to this world, all this violence and stuff. So it could just be her character and her direction is that
Right.
she's supposed to be, you know, weirded out by these moments because she hasn't had to experience a lot of war,
Right,
and a lot
right.
of poverty and death and shit like that.
Yeah, and
I understand what you're saying.
yeah, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she is almost kind of like a kid, right? She's a kid was only stuck on this like Amazonian part of the world. But I didn't really like that. I didn't like how she kind of. I mean, her scenes with Chris Pine. Her scenes with Chris Pine were great, especially the part where they're sailing away.
I agree.
The first time they sail away was phenomenal.
There's some comedic gold and there's some heart there too.
Yeah, it really was great. Their chemistry was fantastic. But back to my gripes. The second one, I think this is my last one to be honest. The one that kind of threw me off the most, I didn't like it at all, was the whole Ares angle.
That is my biggest problem with the film.
The Ares angle kind of made this movie that was probably like an 8 out of 10 into like a 7. Where it was like, I honestly thought it was going to be a film about human evil and how far like the human spirit can go, how cruel humans can be. It was her realization that it's not all fairy tales and myths and shit, but they just had to throw in fucking David Thewlis.
Yeah, I know. Fuck, for real.
And he was just there, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm Ares. Here you go. It's the good guys." Oh well, it would have been way more impactful if she killed that one German dude, and then she realized that the war kept on going, and like Chris Pine was like, "Look," he does that phenomenal monologue where he's like, "I wish." You could just kill one person and the war's over, but it doesn't fucking work that way. And I thought that was so much more impactful than the whole, "Hey, look at me, I'm Ares, I'm here."
Dude, I totally agree. I think the potential for this film was through the roof with the first half. All right. My biggest problem is the Ares thing. I agree totally. But I think the first half, or the first, 2/3 of this film are fucking absolutely incredible. I think they're some of the best superhero ever because it deals with a very interesting time. World War One. It's untouched by most films in the world, and I am super disappointed at the Ares thing. I think it would have been absolutely priceless if she found out that just people are inherently evil and they just do bad shit because they do bad shit.
Yeah, and it would have worked.
That would have been
better.
Such a fucking phenomenal lesson for her that there are shades of gray in this world.
Right.
If it did that film, this would be the best superhero film of all time. Without a fucking doubt in my mind, because of the setting, because of the stakes, and because of the outcome. It should have dealt with the inherent nature of man to war with one another. Rather than some big supervillain pulling the strings and
right.
Well, I want to do bad shit because I'm the fucking god of war and shit.
Right, and I agree with you. The whole thing about being the best, I don't think so, but I think an opportunity was squandered, and that's what makes me sad the most. Where, like, you could have had so much more done if you just would have cut out that whole stupid Ares bit.
I understand why they had to do it, because the fanboys, they
would have been pissed.
They need their big bad in it, and you can't really.
Right.
I guess you lose money. I guess would be the easiest explanation.
Right. So okay. So
that was in my great films.
Okay.
Because the first half stands up better than the second part.
And
Ares is introduced.
I get you. I respect it. I think that
also Gal Gadot 10 out of 10 would bang. So
I think anyone give it a chance. But like I think the whole, I don't know why, maybe it hit me hard really bad, but the whole Ares thing was just nonsense. Do you have any more for the okay?
I have two more kind of meh.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know where the fucking pen went. Never mind.
Let's try to zoom through those.
Alright, bro, we'll go quick through these, because I know you've seen one of these, but Lost City of Z is meh.
I haven't seen that one at all.
I think the Lost City of Z is worth talking about. It's worth seeing. But the best thing it has is this mysticism. Especially in the last scene. It has this sense of exploration and third world countries in a very interesting way. Charlie Hunnam's great. Tom Holland's, whatever.
Yeah. Go ahead, continue.
Alright, fucking, I don't know what it is about it, but there's time skips in it, and they can be very jarring, and kind of are at a place where you might feel, at a place where you're trying to add up the numbers, and the numbers might not, add up to what you want to. That's just a minor gripe of me, fucking, there's great chemistry between fucking Robert Pattinson and Charlie Hunnam.
Oh shit, Robert Pattinson is
Robert Pattinson is fucking subtly amazing in this film.
We'll have to talk about him more later, dude.
Yeah, well, I have a lot to say about him later.
Yeah.
But The Lost City of Z has some magical moments with some just meh overall.
Right.
It's a very grounded, explorer tale. My next one would be, my last one on meh is It Comes at Night.
Holy fuck, it's one of my great films.
I had a tough time thinking about this film, and then I realized that it's just, the good does not outweigh the bad. The jump scares are done in done in a serious way, unlike Get Out, where they're done in a non-serious way. It's serious about its jump scares, and it wants you to be frightened by them, and that's fucking utter nonsense. Has a very interesting world, and I think the most interesting parts about this fucking film are the ones where Joel Edgerton and I forget the other guy's name.
Oh, the husband, the guy he finds.
Yeah, the guy he finds, when they go out and they finally, they're going out, search for his family.
Are you gonna talk about the scene where
I'm gonna talk about the scene where they see a tree, and they're in the car, and you see a tree that resembles a fucking man. That is the most unnerving moment I have ever seen.
Yeah,
Because it
right,
makes you question your own state of reality.
right, right,
You think in that moment, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Am I really seeing a man carved out of a tree trunk, or am I just
seeing a
imagining
man. Yeah,
things?
right.
And that, I think, was the special point of It Comes at Night, is where it should have been more of a blurring of reality and subconscious belief.
Right. Okay.
Where in the end it was just kind of a distrusting thriller where, one person doesn't really trust the other person because lies.
Right. Well, the whole for me, first of all, it lies at 11 for my top films. But the whole jump scare thing, for me. All right. Well, for the whole jump scare thing for me, uh, I don't think it was that bad. When you compare it to the Get Out, Get Out, I don't think that's a fair enough um dispute because Get Out was obviously more comedic, right? It was more comedic, and this movie is not. If you go into this film, it's gonna be depressing, and I know I keep on saying that, but it truly is. It's gonna be really depressing, and it's really good that way. It's a dissection of paranoia, the human nature, and how far you would go to survive. And that's what I like the most about it. It wasn't about some monster or anything like that. The monster, for lack of a better word or words, it comes at night. What comes at night is fear. That's what it is. What comes at night is the fear we have of the unknown. And that's what I thought was most important about this film. Um, I agree with the whole unnerving scene about the tree. That part was my favorite part. I thought that part was super, super scary.
I don't think it can be topped in any horror film.
Yeah, so I thought that was really great. Um, we're bringing up marketing again because it's gonna be probably a theme. But
I didn't see the trailer, to be honest.
okay, I did see the trailer like twice, and this fell victim hard to marketing, and it was a failure on the marketing team. I don't know how the director felt, but shit. When you saw this trailer, you thought there was legitimately like a monster or something, and
I've heard that.
yeah, and even the title, which to me I thought it was fucking awesome, but it is kind of misleading.
It suggests that something is actually going to come
Right,
at night,
right.
where,
Where
it really does.
Yeah, when reality, as I've stated before, it's really fear. Fear, paranoia comes at night. It's a dreary film, super heightened near the end. There are aspect ratio changes. There are aspect ratio.
I didn't
changes.
notice that, to be honest.
I did. I noticed those immediately. Maybe because I wasn't watching in the theater. I
Oh,
watched it in the
I watched it in the theater.
so maybe that's why. But I didn't. So I noticed them pretty hard. Um, I the highlight for me of the film were the performances by Joel Edgerton and the guy who plays the.
I believe his last name is Abbott.
Yeah, I think it's Chris Abbott.
Yeah, I thought it was Chris
I'm
Abbott,
hoping
too.
it's Chris Abbott, but if I'm wrong, if we're wrong, sorry. But
Not sorry. Who gives a shit about his fucking name?
not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I don't give a fuck about Abbott. We're gonna call him Abbott, but those two guys, fucking were great. It was crazy. Joel
They had
Edgerton,
some great performances.
yeah, especially the scene where they're like discussing having whiskey or whatever, and like so they say that at the beginning of the film, near the beginning, they say Abbott says that he had a brother and he died, and then he said, and there's a scene where they're sharing whiskey, and he says, um, "Oh, I was an only child," and Joel Edgerton catches on to that, and he's like, "I thought you said you were an only child."
Great moment.
And it was so tense because he ends up saying, "Oh yeah, my brother-in-law. I found him as a brother. That's why I call him my brother." But you can't. There's no explanation. It's ambiguity as to why he lied about it, which I thought was just fucking awesome.
My favorite parts about this movie, besides the tree resembling a person in the woods, is the small scale that it takes place in. The film takes place in one location. I mean, technically two if you count the woods. but most horror films do not take place in one location, one setting. It's perfect how small it is. They That's what's best about it, and it also has this sense of the unknown. You know, you're told that the outside world is scary, that there's this disease going around that people need to cover up, wear respirators. I think that's some of the best part of this film is that it's very contained within Joel Edgerton's home, and Chris Abbott is the one technically invading that home who cannot be trusted.
Mm-hmm.
The sense of the unknown and whether this is actually a real event or rather it is just personal hysteria is some of the greatest shit of the year.
It truly is, yeah.
Leaving it ambiguous is perfect, right? If you go in where they go into the city, you know, Joel Edgerton and Chris Abbott to pick up Chris Abbott's family,
right?
But you don't see that, so you're left to wonder whether this is just personal hysteria that the world has gone to shit, or
if it actually is like a post-apocalyptic
or
world.
if it actually is. And I think that's the strength of the movie is the ambiguousness,
right,
as well as the small scaleness.
Right. So yeah, I think that was all of our meh films.
I'm done with meh. I think we should skip shit, to be honest. Like, I don't really give a fuck about those movies.
Okay.
I have a lot to say about them, but
okay, well,
I'd rather get into, best of the year.
Well, let's just go quickly through our big
Our shit.
poo-poo movies, big no-no movies real quick.
All right.
Let me just say the ones that I don't really have a lot to say about.
Right. Just list them all and just,
all right. Okay, 5,
things.
Boss Baby, 4, Despicable Me 3, 3, Alien Covenant, 2, Song to Song, and 1, Mother.
Okay, 2 of those you don't need to say shit about because I'm fucking never gonna see them, and everyone knows why they're shit anyways.
Okay,
so
and
you know what they are. Alien Covenant is on my shit. Right, it's on my shit because it's not what I fucking wanted. All right, I wanted fucking Prometheus 2, but fucking Ridley Scott fucked it up.
Yeah, he dropped the ball.
He
so
wanted
fucking
just
bad.
some dumbass fucking horror, quote unquote horror film that's just shock value nonsense.
Dude, I was expecting some great philosophical existentialism shit.
That's what I wanted.
Where was David and what's her name?
Walter or
no.
Noomi Rapace.
Noomi Rapace. Her character. I was super excited to see like their whole journey to find out what the engineers wanted. Why they created humans.
What I wanted.
And like just a small little note. If this is where films are going, I fucking hate it when you have extra material released out before the film where you're supposed to watch it.
Fucking utter nonsense.
It's stupid. When I go watch a movie, I should be able to understand it immediately.
You want
without
the whole
any
package.
prior. Yeah, you shouldn't have to watch any fucking video prior or nothing like that. And they release these fucking short vignettes.
The dick punch on YouTube, Blade Runner fucking 2049.
Yeah, for real.
We'll get to you later.
But yeah, I thought again, David, played by Michael Fassbender
is fucking
he stole the
phenomenal.
show. He
with
stole the
Walter
fucking show.
too as well.
Yeah. Well, basically, the two roles that were fucking great were played by played by fucking Michael
Fassbender.
Dude, I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say David Hasselhoff. I'm not gonna say David Hasselhoff. But I thought I'm not gonna lie. I'm a huge like gore fan. I thought the violence was fucking awesome. That's just me. But I thought the alien was shown way too often too.
It wasn't scary at all. Like, I mean, I get it that, we've already seen the alien a lot. We've seen him Alien 1, Aliens,
yeah.
Alien 3, Alien fucking whatever the last one was.
It's just,
I get it that it's not going to be as scary as it once was, but like...
they went overboard, dude. Even in the trailer they showed the xenomorph.
Yeah, all the time, and it was nonsense.
Right.
So... It was the commercial version of Prometheus.
Right.
It wanted to get in as much money as possible rather than be a continuation of Prometheus, which is a fucking great film, by the way.
I did enjoy that. I don't give a fuck what anyone
If
says.
you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Just saying, as politely as possible.
Go fuck yourself, seriously.
Yeah, fuck. It was a fat disappointment.
It really was. I didn't go see it in theaters, but after buying it, I was really underwhelmed.
It was a good theater experience.
So done with Alien Covenant?
Yeah, we're done with fucking that stupid shit.
Okay.
I have one, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh shit, dude, I didn't see that one.
That one is shite. Alright. Absolute fuck shite. A little Irish heritage right there. Dude,
It was absolute shite.
like, Tom Holland's good. He is funny. I guess that's the only positive. He's funny.
Nice.
The story is small scale. Fucking Vulture is very relatable and grounded. I liked him as a villain. I like how you didn't see it, did you?
I didn't see it, unfortunately.
Dude, there's a lot of SJW moments where it's just like, stop it. You're a superhero movie. Be a fucking superhero movie. Be fun. That's your one goal, is to be fucking fun.
See, when I hear that, again, all I think in my head is pandering. That's all it is.
It is so pandering to the fucking millennial generation.
And-
it's insane.
Yeah, and for me, there's a stark difference between pandering and message. If you make a movie with a political message, that makes sense. Hone it, show it, completely just blow me away with your message. So, try to persuade me. But if it's just pandering, it won't do. You'll divide people. That's what it is.
Dude, I have no problem with Mary Jane being fucking Zendaya or whatever fuck her
I don't know
name
who that is, but okay.
She's some black chick fucking on Disney XD. But I have no problem with that. But when you start talking just nonsense, that it's annoying. Like when,
Right.
slaves build the Washington Monument. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm watching a fucking not Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I'm watching
Spider-Man
fucking
movie.
Spider-Man, alright?
Right.
Spider-Man's supposed to have relatable issues, and he's supposed to be just a regular teenage kid who has to balance his Spider-Man fucking shit with his, Peter Parker life.
Right.
But that's not even my biggest gripe. My biggest gripe with the fucking film is the fact that Tom Holland reveals his secret identity to fucking everyone. Which is what Andrew Garfield did in the Amazing Spider-Man trilogy, or fucking...
Double-edged.
Yeah, the two movies that he got, unfortunately. R.I.P. to him.
For
But-
real, dude. Goddamn.
Everyone roasted his ass for fucking releasing his secret identity. And
I didn't know about that.
and Tom Holland releases it to almost fucking everyone in this film, and nobody questions it, and I hate it. It's just nonsense. If you're gonna roast one fucking actor for doing it, roast the other one.
Mm-hmm.
It's only fucking fair that Andrew Garfield got roasted, that Tom Holland gets roasted for the same fucking thing.
Exactly. I agree.
In conclusion, fuck Spider-Man: Homecoming. It's probably the third worst Spider-Man film ever.
Okay. Okay, so are you done with that one?
I'm done with that
Okay.
one.
My second is probably gonna hurt your feelings, but
I know, song to song.
fucking okay.
It's on my best list.
Song to song.
It's actually pretty high on my best list.
Okay, which is fine.
Actually, not really high, but decently high.
Okay, which is fine. I'm not a big. I haven't really known much of Terrence Malick's stuff.
Blasphemer.
I've only seen The Thin Red Line and and the Tree of
Punk
Life.
ass.
Tree of Life, but,
Life is a classic.
which I did enjoy. I'm just not a big art film guy. So
Autobiographical.
I'm not a big art film guy, so when I went to go see this movie, I was kind of flustered. I didn't like the whole. I really didn't. I understood it was like a commentary on relationships in the modern day, and I thought, once again, dude, Michael Fassbender. Fuck, he's so good, but I really didn't like the experimental kind of things that Terrence Malick is known for, like the whole landscape shots and
What I wrote in my notes is it can be too much of a Malick film.
Right.
If you haven't seen his New Age Malick trilogy, then you're gonna not like it very much. I get it. I totally understand. As a Malick film, I loved it. I think it's a good continuation of Knight of Cups and To the Wonder. Mm-hmm. But I understand that it's jarring, and it can be a little too much. It can be a little too poetic. That was kind of my problem with it. Is it quite as linear as, or linear is probably the wrong word.
It's not it's not cohesive.
It has too many characters to be as cohesive as his previous.
Right. It's not really digestible either.
Trilogy, including Knight of Cups and To the Wonder. So I get it. My biggest thing about it is it's a very good representation of the human experience.
Right, and that's my praise too. I thought it was a really good representation of abusive relationships, of a relationship that you want to happen, that are wanted but can't be achieved somehow. I thought that was great too. For me, like, not to say that I'm an average moviegoer, but like, I don't know, I just couldn't digest
Fucking
it.
Plebeian.
You're a fan. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about Song to Song. So I think we should move on to our.
I mean, honestly, I'm cool with moving on because
I'm pretty sure. I mean, do you know what's your number one for worst?
It's Mother.
For me, it's Mother too.
all right.
Okay.
We're gonna roast this film really quickly because.
Yeah, we should probably get onto the top.
But Mother's just pandering. It's pandering. I get it. Darren Aronofsky. I get it. You love the Earth. You hate religion. I don't give a fuck about that, bro. Dude, Jennifer Lawrence, you fucking suck at acting. You have two modes, alright? You have fucking crazy as fuck, and then you have fucking stoic as fuck, and that's all we get in this fucking film.
My big thing is, I think Aronofsky has bloated his ego so fucking much, where he thinks he can get away with everything. And this, to me, was the worst. There is an interview out there in the internet, for many of you that may not know, where he blatantly just gives out the fucking message. He's like, yeah, man, like, this is totally about Mother Earth and how we mistreat it, and about God and all this other shit.
Dude, I didn't even fucking know that he had an interview like that shit.
He ruined everything. I mean, that's not to say that it was a
pretentious cock.
Where, like, it wasn't that ruined the film, but the fact that I think he's so full of himself now, to the point where he thinks he can make a great, like, this film, and it was divisive.
Pretentious.
It definitely was divisive, but not for the reasons I thought. I thought it was going to be divisive because there was going to be some brutal imagery, or like some commentary on some like very, very touchy subjects. But in all honesty, it was just a retelling of not only Mother Earth and God, but like Jesus and the fanatical belief.
Radical religious fanaticism.
Yeah, that, and it felt so flat. I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy the first half because it was incredibly, like, tense.
I hated the first half.
I did enjoy that. I think it was pretty solid. I did get kind of pissed, like, at first, where it was like, bro, you could just easily just kick out these fucking people, just kick them out. What the fuck's the problem? But the more it goes, I think the last half was such a mess. It was such a mess.
It was too absurd. If you want a good absurd film, check out High Rise. highly recommend. Tom Hiddleston, Ben Wheatley, tits.
But yeah, I didn't really like it. I mean, Javier Bardem's performance was pretty solid. I think he's always a good actor. So is Ed Harris. I thought he was fine. But some of the shit was so on the nose and annoying. Hey, guys, look, Ed Harris is throwing up, and, like, there's a wound near his rib. Get it? Fucking Adam and Eve. The fucking first two humans on Earth. Like, oh my god, did you get it? Oh my gosh, Donald Gleason and his brother Gleason 2,
yeah.
where he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so jealous of my brother, I'm gonna kill him. Guys, get it? It's a fucking Cain and Abel metaphor.
It's a good old metaphorical allegory, If you didn't understand, you'll just slap it in your fucking face with their cocks.
Yeah. Oh man, like, God fucks Mother Earth and creates Jesus, and then Jesus dies.
Jesus gets crucified by the humans who can't understand him. Like, we get it, bro. We get it, Aronofsky. You don't like religion much. You don't like how we're treating the planet. Shut the fuck up, bro. Do it a little more subtly. Why don't you? All right.
Yeah, I think that was probably the most disappointing for me because I did truly really like Black Swan. I mean, Noah, I'll
Didn't
give him a
see it.
pass because like that one was just a cash grab. But oh my god, this film, I kind of regret buying it. Like shit, it was. I don't ever want to watch that movie again.
Shit, dude.
Like it's just
It's the worst film of the year that I saw.
yeah, it truly was. But anyway,
But moving on to our fucking best of the
right
year,
on. So how many do you have again?
I have, well, minus Wonder Woman because we talked about Woman.
Okay,
I have 13,
I have 15.
but I mean, some of these I know you haven't seen, so
All right.
I
Well, I mean, did you start off the okay ones?
I started off with the ones that were kind of borderline, meh.
Okay.
Or
Well, I guess I'll start this one. For 15, I got Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
didn't see it.
Okay.
This is when I was not quite boycotting superhero movies, but I was just tired of them. I guess
Yeah.
I hit the fatigue.
For me, it was more of just like a fun movie. I went to go see it not because I wanted to, but more mainly that my brother wanted to see it.
Punk ass.
Fuck you, dude. You're the one going to see your fucking movies with your brother too.
Shut the
You fucking bitch, dude. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Again, fun out of 10. The reason why I wasn't okay or meh was because I was a big fan of the first one. I guess you can almost say that I'm a fanboy of the Guardians movies. But I something about seeing Kurt Russell.
Dude, I fucking love Kurt
That
Russell.
always brings a
Alright.
twinkle to my eye. Where like,
Watch anything that
yeah,
man's in, because
Kurt Russell was so good in it. I
he's a
don't give a fuck.
god.
I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Oh, yeah, I like this fucking story. Like I don't care. I'm not a big comic guy, so I don't really give a shit about the story. I'm more about to see what happens in the movie. I thought it was very emotional near the end too. Um, but just going speedy. That's pretty much all I had to say about Guardians. I thought it was a phenomenal Marvel film. They can be done more, but
Signifier right there. It's a phenomenal Marvel film.
yeah, coming from a guy who doesn't really fucking like superhero movies anymore.
You're not wrong about that.
Fucking heck, I don't know.
So since we already knocked out Wonder Woman, which was my 14 on my best list, my 13 is The Red Turtle.
I did not.
The
see
Red
the
Turtle is a dialogueless film produced by Studio Ghibli, and it's fucking incredible. Alright. Straight up. It's fucking the most fucking human film of the year. Alright. I have to say that without a doubt. It's simple, it's borderline depressing, and it's magical. Alright.
Yeah.
I'm trying like I can't talk about this
Well,
film much
I plan on
because
watching it, dude.
spoiling it would ruin fucking everything about it.
That don't-
Everything special about it would spoil it. So it's full of unexpected surprises and just I think the fact that it does not have any dialogue makes it more relatable rather than less relatable. You understand the character's struggles, you understand when he's feeling low, you understand when he's feeling high. It is great. It is one of the first movies, it is the first movie actually that Studio Ghibli has released without Hayao Miyazaki, R.I.P.
He's fucking alive, man.
Just kidding. He's not fucking
fucking
dead.
alive.
He's not fucking dead yet, but who
Dude,
knows?
we're the only ones who know
It's,
that Miyazaki's dead.
I mean, the animation is totally fucking amazing. It's hard to talk. It's hard to talk about this film without spoiling it, and
spoil
it would be an absolute travesty to spoil this film because of all the amazing surprises that it holds. It is the most human film of the year without being about or having actual humans in it.
Right. Okay.
Just fucking lines on a fucking screen, drawn by people. It also has a fucking phenomenal soundtrack. Just go check it out.
All right.
Even if you don't like animation shit, it's
Right on. All right. 14 for me. 14. I don't know if we spoke in depth, but This is the movie that it changed. Split. Did we talk
We
about
didn't
it?
talk in depth about Split.
Okay.
You just kind of had a moment of clarity where you realized you fucked
Okay.
up
Okay.
and putting it fucking on the meh
I
category.
did have a moment of clarity. This was my bad. My bad, guys. But Split. Now the more I think about it, I think this is honestly, besides like The Sixth Sense, M. Night Shyamalan's best film.
I wouldn't go quite that far because I
I-
think Unbreakable is his greatest film
Oh
ever
yeah,
made.
yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny because like it's kind of ironic that it's very much linked to Unbreakable.
It is. It is. Fuck. This is my number 3. This is my 3rd best film of the year.
Oh shit, dude! We
I-
fucking jumped hella high.
I fucking Split was my 3rd best film of the year. It is incredible. It took me by surprise. I had 0 expectations going within it. I knew it was connected to Unbreakable somehow, which is my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. I think this is his 2nd best film ever.
Mine's After Earth.
That's my number 3.
The fucking
This,
this
fucking Will Smith. This came out of left field for me. I was not expecting it to be as impactful as I thought it would be. The way it connects to Unbreakable blew my mind.
It did for me too.
Not gonna lie, I had a total fanboy moment when fucking Bruce Willis shows up at the end of the film and he's watching the news.
He's at a diner,
And
right?
it's
He's
like,
at a
dude,
diner.
what the fuck is going on? It blew my fucking mind. James McAvoy is fucking
phenomenal.
so good in this fucking film. I know he only showcases like 4 out of the
22?
23 personalities,
Yeah.
but those fucking personalities that he undertakes are incredibly amazing.
We gotta
It
see him
is-
dance.
Yeah, for
We
real.
gotta see him dance.
It is claustrophobic,
Uh,
kind of like 10 Cloverfield Lane, but
fantastic.
I think a little better than that because it is very small scale. The nods to Unbreakable are great, with James McAvoy's father being possibly, it's not confirmed, but possibly being in the train that derailed as Bruce Willis gained his, awareness of his abilities.
Right,
I
yeah.
think that's fucking incredible. When the Beast finally gets out,
That was
it is
fucking crazy.
so fucking insane.
It's scary as fuck,
I can't
dude.
even put to words how much I fucking love this movie. It is scary and intense the way that Anya Taylor-Joy handles the shotgun.
Oh yeah.
The way
Yeah,
that
she's great. Yeah, she's
everything's
great.
enclosed in. I do have to say I'm not a big fan of the flashback stuff, even though it is necessary of the plot. I'm just
Well, I mean, for me, I kind of feel bad about the other 2 actresses. No offense to them, but they were kind of just there. They were just.
they were there to get fucking eaten.
Yeah, that's it. They were beast fodder.
Also, that scene is fucking
Gross.
Gross.
And so impactful.
and the sound design is on point for that because you don't really get to see the violence of him eating them.
Right, 'cause, I mean,
you just get to hear it.
It's PG-13.
It is PG-13.
So like you don't get to see that.
Even though it could flirt with an R rating, but I mean I don't think it would have changed anything. It has a very interesting and unique atmosphere.
Right.
You're curious about what the world contains, about the situation the girls are in. Whether or not you really care about the characters is up to personal
Well, it's just up to the audience, pretty
preference,
much.
I guess. Because I mean,
I cared about Anya.
I cared about Anya because she was kind of the odd girl out, I guess, would be
Well,
the
take-
precise
Just
word.
Yeah, just for like a lack of a better term, she was kind of like the main protagonist.
And then I guess you have the M. Night Shyamalan twist in the end where you get to see that she's scarred and fucked up, which
Right, where she's molested.
James McAvoy was also scarred and fucked
Right,
up
that's
as
why
well,
that's why he let her
and
live.
that's why he let her live. But it's just
It was a pretty good.
I think it's an absolutely incredible film. I think it is in my top 3 of the best of the year, and I can't wait for fucking Glass.
I mean, neither could I. I have to agree with you. So that was my 14. That was your 3. So.
I mean, I kind of dominated that conversation. Do you have anything else to say about that? I know that was your number 14.
Well, I think that's the reason I had second thoughts. Where like I didn't think I liked it as much, but I think it was predominantly the fact that this felt like I don't want to just for the sake of fucking sounding pretentious, but like it actually felt like an M. Night Shyamalan film. He had full control. I think he had his self funding, I believe, and he added all that other stuff. But similarly to like his previous film, The Visit, he had full control. They're not perfect films, but they are phenomenal ones. Just as you said, man, I just can't wait for Glass.
I think this is the first passion project that M. Night has had in over a decade.
Yeah,
and I think that's why it was
right.
special.
I wouldn't be surprised if he came out and said that he's had this script for a while. I don't know if he had, but if he had, it makes sense. I don't I understand the flack he gets. His movies have been kind of on the decline, but I think as time goes by, we realize that it wasn't him at fault. It was mostly like studio intervention.
I agree with that.
And so like I think he's been getting a bunch of shit that is unwarranted. Like for example, I know we keep on making we made fun of After Earth, but like After Earth, I'm sorry, I do love Willie Smith, but he was the director of that film. He fucked up big time.
Yeah, that was his baby, and M. Night was there
And he
to
took the
essentially
brunt
be
of
the
it.
fallback guy.
Yeah, and
it
he
was.
took the brunt of it, dude.
I mean, yeah, he was there as essentially a consultant. He was
Right.
he was pretty much the co-director, whereas Will Smith was the director, and then he saw it get critically panned and was like, "All right, M. Night, you're taking the fall for me, man."
Which is such a shame, but yeah, that was my 14.
Right. Right. So I guess we'll move on to my next film, which is Logan Lucky.
I did not see that one.
I'll try and be as vague as
Shit.
possible, and we'll go through this one quickly, I guess. But it is fucking hilarious. It is Southern hilarious. It doesn't parody the Southern experience, but it is along with the Southern experience. It has Adam Driver is fucking comedically on point. He is dry. Daniel Craig has some incredible fucking character moments where he's just doing some weird shit and it's hilarious. It is a very Steven Soderbergh movie, as in, it is an Ocean's movie, but in the South.
Right.
Is essentially what it is. And honestly, this movie, out of I think my next movie is also in this category, but this movie's fucking fun out of 10.
Fun out of 10.
It is. You cannot have a bad time watching Logan Lucky.
Right.
Southern Oceans movies, but it doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it refines it.
Right. Okay.
We can move on because
Yeah.
you didn't see it, and you're a chump for not seeing
So
it.
yeah. Fuck you, dude. But okay. For whichever movie, I guess from now on, for whichever movie we haven't seen, let's just try to get through it as fast as possible. But for my 13, it was Free Fire.
Oh, no, fuck no, bro. No, it's not. Free Fire was my 6.
Okay, Free Fire. Free Fire. Again, another film. I know we keep on saying this. I don't give a fuck. But fun out of 10, dude.
It really was.
Charlton Copley.
That's what I wrote, to be honest, in my notes. It is fun.
Yes, yeah, it's just fun out of 10. Charlton Copley, Army Hammer, I believe.
Yeah, Army Hammer.
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson's in it.
Brie Larson.
Cillian Murphy, dude.
My boy, Cillian Murphy.
Fuck. With his traditional Irish
the
accent,
Irish
bro.
accent.
Doesn't even have to fucking change his accent. Papa bless for that.
But basically, just it really, when it comes to spoilers, the trailer kind of ruins it all. It's just a transaction of guns and money gone awry, and people don't know who to trust each other, so they just full on have a firefight. And that's the entire movie. The first maybe 45 minutes or so are just kind of talking.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the whole film is just talking. To be honest.
Kind of.
With ridiculous action in between. It is a very Ben Wheatley film. If you've seen Ben Wheatley, and I've seen most of his stuff, he is master
Right,
at
yeah.
absurdity. And that's what this fucking film is. It is a absurd comedy with fucking nonsense intertwined. And that's what's great about it. It's not serious. It doesn't pretend to be serious at all. From all the violence that's in the film, it's supposed to be fucking funny. It has the most. This is the best point I have about this. It has the fucking most hilarious accents in the world.
It really
It has fucking
does.
Irish accents,
South African.
South African, and Boston accents.
Yeah, and it's
Those
so
are
funny.
If you don't fucking laugh at those accents, you're not fucking human. Alright? Those are fucking hilarious accents.
I just crack up listening to Charlotte go South African.
Dude, when he fucking gets roasted, burned alive, it's hilarious. This fucking movie is fucking the most fun time you could have of the entire year.
It really was.
Also, the ending is perfection. Alright? It ends with nobody winning.
Yeah.
And which is how it should be. Everyone fucking loses.
Right.
And that lends to the absurd feel of the film.
Right, and I think another layer that added to it was the whole, I think love square, because it's not triangle. You have Cillian Murphy,
Cillian wants to bang in that film.
Cillian wants to bang Bree.
So bad.
Charlton
Don't
wants to
blame him.
bang Bree, and Armie Hammer wants to bang Bree. So they're all kind of like.
She's the only female character in the film.
Yeah, she is. And well, let me get spoiler. She fucking lives. So.
No, she doesn't, because
Oh yeah, you're
those
right.
fucking
Oh no,
cops
oh, no.
gun her ass.
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
see
you're
it,
right.
but those cops fucking definitely
you're
gun
right.
her
Yeah,
ass
you're
down.
right. Oh yeah, well now that I'm thinking about it, it's more like a funny Reservoir Dogs like end.
Yeah, it's definitely in the vein of Reservoir Dogs, but it is funnier than Reservoir Dogs. It is definitely meant from the get-go to be a comedy.
And it was well done. It was well done. I have to say that it was a phenomenal film. Fun out of 10.
Go check out Ben Wheatley. Check out everything he's done, because, I mean, this isn't even his best film, by far. My turn?
Yeah, it is your turn. Fuck.
I actually have to take a piss, so...
Okay, then do you want me to go, or do you want me to wait for you?
what's your next film?
My next film's Ghost Story.
Sorry. Alright, I got some shit about Ghost Story. Why don't you throw it back to our sponsors real quick, and, I'll take a piss.
Our sponsors today are Campo Azul Tequila, okay? They're the ones who sponsor us. And PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon. They don't really sponsor us, but technically they do. We're the ones on hand constantly speaking about it. They make this show fun. That's what it is. We're here speaking freely, no restrictions, and we thank Campo Azul and Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Not to mention, I don't know how many of you guys are fucking fans of Squirt, but awful name by the way, but Squirt Soda, great chaser. So why don't you go do yourself a favor and get yourself some Squirt. That's pretty much it. So Pabst Blue Ribbon, Campo Azul Tequila, and Squirt.
If any of these companies actually hear this and they want to sponsor us, bro, fucking
please do.
I mean, that would be cool, because I like PBRs. They're good.
They actually are pretty good. But
all right, so I guess I'll go, because yours was Free Fire. So my next one's Baby Driver.
Oh shit, dude,
I felt the obligation to put Logan Lucky and Baby Driver together because they're very similar films.
Baby Driver's my 5.
Ooh. All right. This is a traditional heist movie, but it is highly stylized, and that's what pushes it pretty far.
Yeah.
It has an interesting concept of fucking a driver who has ringing in his ear, the music in order to drain it out. But it's a traditional love story, bank robber love story that we've seen before. It's very well executed, though. It has fun and interesting characters. Fucking fuck though, it totally misuses fucking John Bernthal. Honestly, as petty as it sounds, that's my biggest gripe of the film. He is
really?
in fucking 10% of that movie, and why the fuck was he in the trailers then?
Yeah,
Like,
that's a pretty valid point.
I guess it could be funny, because he's never seen again.
Yeah.
You could interpret it that he fucking dies. But, he's fucking great in it. He's an asshole.
Yeah, I have the whole point with Edgar. I think that is what mainly made the film. He did make the heist or like the car chase scenes, which I thought were fucking awesome
They
too.
were so good,
They were
especially
so
the
good.
opening.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking tits, bro.
I think where most of the credit goes to is the fact that he made the car scene, the car chases, sync with the music, which is absolutely fucking incredible.
I mean, he chose the songs first and then wrote a script around the songs.
Right,
so
right.
it's very impressive.
So like it was very very cool. I just have to give a shout out to John Hamm and Ansel
Great.
Elgort. I think I've never heard of Ansel Elgort prior to this.
I just heard that he was in some fucking dumb fucking teen
Yeah,
drama.
that's
Fucking
exactly what
nonsense.
wasn't. I think it was this
With like Shailene Woodley, I think.
The
with,
Shape
like,
of
the
Our
fucking-
Stars?
Yeah, the fucking.
the
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're
something-
talking about.
Something of the stars. It doesn't fucking matter, but
Yeah, some dumb fucking teenage
yeah,
drama
but
shit.
he was fucking awesome in this movie.
He was charming as
He
fuck.
was. Yeah, he was great.
Like that was my biggest takeaway is that Ansel Elgort was fucking charming.
He was great.
He had the charm.
Yeah, I agree. But I think the showstopper in this film was John Hamm. I think John Hamm. Okay, sorry, but like not even sorry. He's a fucking handsome motherfucker.
Ham is a god.
He's so good in this film. I like his whole like beard, and I like his over hypersexualized relationship with his girlfriend. And
She's hot. She's fucking hot, dude.
Again, I think we're gonna need to count how many times we say hot in this movie, but this fucking podcast.
Let me know how many times I say that some fucking chick is hot, because I'm gonna keep going.
Alcohol makes us shallow people, but
Already shallow to begin with.
fucking hollow of a man, shallow of a man. But yeah, John Hamm, dude. John Hamm plays, cause like the entire time he plays it cool, right? He plays it cool. He's a very mellow-headed dude up until he loses his girlfriend, or she dies. It's fucking. I mean, she's fucking. I'm not gonna lie. It was quite harrowing to see her die. I was like, oh shit, she actually died, and then he fucking loses it. He loses it.
For real.
And he is the most intimidating motherfucker around. Like, holy shit. And I mean, to be fair, you even have Kevin Spacey in there. But John Hamm tops Kevin Spacey.
He does. I agree with that. He definitely steals the show. Him and Ansel Elgort are two of... They're definitely the prime reason to see this fucking movie.
Exactly.
And when you reach, the climax, I guess you call it. John Hamm states, I'm going to take away what's precious to you, and that's his hearing. It's his ability to listen to music. I think that's such an impactful moment that
Right.
comes as honestly a bit of a surprise. You think that he'd take away his, I guess the love of his life, but he takes away something that has been integral to the film is music.
Right, and we find out later on that like music is so integral is because his mom was a singer.
Yeah.
So like that was an extra layer.
Also the fucking style about making the fucking mixtapes and shit.
Oh my god.
That was fucking again,
dope.
that adds to just the charm and the character of the film.
It was great.
It's a very endearing film.
It really was. I think honestly I feel like this movie was Edgar Wright's labor of love.
That's why I put it ahead of Logan Lucky, to be honest, because Logan Lucky is good and it's fun, but I think it lacks the soul that Baby Driver has, I guess.
Okay. Well, I think that was our that summed up our point of views, right?
I'm good with Baby Driver.
Alright, okay. My next one at 12 is a ghost story.
Mine, I put Ghost Story at 9.
Okay. shit, I fucking hate
Cracking
being
the
so goddamn
PBR.
inaccurate, but a ghost story, man. I, this I mean, I know I said that like when mentioned song to song that it was a bit heavy and more artsy shit, but I think this was a movie that where artsy stuff was done right. Um,
More simple,
it's more
straightforward.
yeah, for lack of a better word, it's very easy to follow. Um, I think it's hard to talk about it because it is pretty heavy-handed. It's about death
It is
and
very
yeah,
depressing.
it's death, time, and I thought it was gonna be about relationships, but it really was more about time. How over time we kind of linger and we kind of forget about most things, and that's shown in that awesome flashback to um,
What,
the
to him making the music and singing?
no no the
Casey Affleck?
no the scene where he goes back to where Casey Affleck gets to see like the California settlers,
Oh, okay,
shit
so
like
we've
that.
already gone through, the Big Bang again.
Right. But no, actually, that's a pretty good segue because that was my favorite scene where like he shows Rooney Mara like the song he wrote, and oh my god,
Very
dude,
emotional.
holy shit,
I
dude.
know a little bitch, but that hit me in the feels.
It hit me. It really fucking hit me in the
Fat
feels.
feels.
Yeah, and this is honestly the only hype I've heard from this movie, and it's pretty infamous now, is the pie eating scene where like Rooney Mara's eating like a chocolate pie for like 8 minutes straight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that one's necessary to see that she's trying to keep it together,
Trying
but
to
she
cope.
she overall just can't fucking handle that the love of
Yeah,
her life is fucking
yeah.
dead.
I think that I mean for people who hated it, I guess I understand this. You're kind of asking yourself like, is this necessary? And to that, I have to say yes. Um,
I think it's absolutely
it
necessary to
is,
see like her total crumble
yeah,
to the reality of the situation that the love
yeah.
of her life is fucking gone.
Well, the way I saw it, it was like the pie was a metaphor for her, like obviously her feelings. So she was eating them up. She was trying to swallow them down and try to fight them, and eventually she throws them up. Like it's impossible to fight it. But I thought that scene was so impactful, along with the fucking along with for any of you guys know, just fucking fidgeting like crazy. But
We're trying to limit the fucking
sound,
playback on the fucking mics, so
the fucking diegetic sound.
a little fourth wall break for fuck.
But yeah, I thought that whole scene, including the scene with like how we stated before, the song, shit. I think those are probably the best scenes of the film, if not of for me like the year. I thought those scenes were fucking incredibly impactful.
I think I wish A Ghost Story was higher on my list, but they're just better films, to be honest.
Granted, yeah,
There's some that I regret putting at their list, but dude, A Ghost Story is just magical.
it really is.
It is a fairy tale of the darkest
Yeah,
elements.
just
It's
darkest tones.
it is sad and it's quiet and it's somber, but that really leads us to really connect with the characters.
Well, yeah, I think
Like
it
you follow a fucking sheet around for most of the movie,
was,
and,
right,
and you feel fucking connected to it
right,
because
yeah.
of his journey through all these times. Also, it is an existential journey
It really is, yeah.
of what it means to be,
Alive.
alive, and it begs the question of closure. It has moments of absurdity where, you know, Casey Affleck has been opened to the gates of heaven and he denies it in the hospital because he wants closure. He wants to know what Rooney Mara puts in the wall. And I think it's probably the sweetest film of the year.
It really was.
It is.
Although I do have to say that the scene that did kind of was overindulgence. I think you might know, but it's the fucking hipster douchebag.
Oh yeah, that one gets me where it's just kind of like, damn, you're just padding out your movie. Like I get it,
Like
but
it was ridiculous.
it was just too much. I mean, I that was my main complaint with the film was he goes on for a good 10 minutes,
It's
and
ridiculous.
it's
Such a
just
huge chunk of the film.
it's too much. I get what you're trying to do there, but just it fell a little flat, and it felt like you're padding out your film to meet like an hour 30-minute mark or hour 40-minute mark, however long it was.
Right.
But overall, I think it's the most endearing film of the year. It really connects with what it means to be, you know,
Right on. Right on. Okay.
um,
So yeah, move on to your next one, man.
right, mine. I know you're not gonna like this, but my next one's Shape of Water.
Hmm.
Um,
Shape of Water is my second one.
I knew it would be up there for you. The Shape of Water is phenomenal. All right, all the way around, it is pretty phenomenal. I don't have many complaints with it. I think it has some very surprising moments. I think the quote unquote musical aspect is very surprising and unique. My biggest complaint would be, I guess, it is very cliche.
Mm.
It falls into that fairy tale cliche kind of, she dies, he somehow survives, and he revives her, and then they live happily ever after. But I guess the best thing to say about this film is that Guillermo plays with those cliches well. He uses them in a unique way. He makes it feel like a fresh adult fairy tale. Michael Shannon, you know how I feel about Michael Shannon, bro.
Michael Shannon, dude, he's
That
so
man,
fucking
he's the
great.
fucking man, alright? His speech about Samson towards the end, dude, what the
Crap.
fuck, dude? You can't get any better than that. Fuck you, Richard Jenkins. Dude, you don't deserve to be an
Dude,
Oscar nom.
I love
Bro.
Richard Jenkins, but Michael Shannon should deserve that nod, to be honest. You're right there, princess.
It's just a little bit of lung cancer, don't worry about it. Michael Shannon, dude. Everything he says is fucking either comedic gold or absolutely intense.
Yeah, it really was.
Is like allegorical, fucking metaphorical, whatever you want to call it, speech to Dimitri about
Candy.
candy is fucking phenomenal. It's great. His action, I don't know, fuck, dude. Like, he steals the show, to be honest. Sally Hawkins is good. She's good in a very minimalist performance. Octavia Spencer is funny, but she doesn't do anything new. Michael Shannon just blows it out of the water.
Right.
I have no words, really, to describe how incredible this man was.
I agree with you. Going back on the Sally Hawkins thing, though, I think Michael Shannon did steal the show. I think the whole minimalist thing about Sally Hawkins though spoke volumes though. That I don't know, she kind of is an underrated actor. She only had to do sign language. The scene where she has to like show emotions and like yell when she hits the wall, like that was incredible. The whole thing about cliches, I agree. I will have to admit that although I do fanboy over Guillermo.
Cliche's done right, though.
Cliches are done right, and the whole he dies, she dies. I think it's hinted across the entire film that he is like they worship him as a god.
I mean, Michael Shannon even says that you are a god.
Yeah, right.
End. So I
Right. But I think what resonates more with me was that Guillermo's take on monsters and that whole idea that we all have a monster within us. We all have our own
Golden
kind
Globe
of.
speech.
I didn't even see it.
Fucking
Dude.
punk
I
ass.
didn't even fucking see the fucking Golden Globes.
Whatever you say,
speech.
bro.
I didn't see it, so
Don't
fuck
fucking
you.
deny it.
Fuck you, dude. I didn't see it, but the whole idea that monsters live within us, how easy it is for us to kind of like lose ourselves in our insecurities or so. He makes he makes a children's fairy tale very plausible in adult reality, where there's blood, and there's sex, and there's really, honestly, real emotions. Uh, they're just phenomenal. Not to mention Alexandre Desplat's score.
Yeah.
Just the whole theme for The Sound of Water. Or The Shape of Water, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
bro, the scent of water. What kind of film are you fucking
The
talking
Shape
about,
of
bro?
Water is incredible. Although I do love Rich Jenkins, I do think Michael Shannon was snubbed. Octavia Spencer, she doesn't play anyone different. That's true too. Michael Stuhlbarg, he was pretty good in it too. I don't know if he learned how to speak Russian, but he was really fucking convincing too.
I liked him, but he wasn't the most amazing
Well, I mean, yeah, I think
of the film. I think he played a very good role of the scientist who didn't want, you know,
he was more
the
into
beauty
science,
in
yeah.
the world to be destroyed because of fear.
Right. But yeah, that was my main thing. I don't know. I'm kind of a hopeless romantic, and Guillermo really
Pussy.
did hit. Well, fuck you again, man. But Guillermo really did hit some of the nerves,
Feels.
the feels. So I don't know. I'm rooting for him for the Oscars. I don't know if he'll win. If he does, awesome. But I thought it was just masterful.
All right, what's your next film?
Good time.
Oh, you fucking punk ass. All
10
right.
was good time. 10 was good time.
10 was good time.
10 was good times.
All right, bro. My number one film of the year is Good Time.
Oh well,
It is the best film of the year.
okay. Well,
All right, you fucking talk. You give me your reasons.
Okay,
I'll
I'll
refute
give
you and tell you why you're fucking dead wrong.
I'll give you my fucking reasons, and then you can tell me.
Punk
why.
ass.
I can tell you why you think I'm dead wrong. But I think the Sadfi brothers, I believe.
Safety, yeah.
Safdie. I'm not gonna lie, dude. The first time I saw the movie, I thought the guy who plays Robert Pattinson's brother was actually just some mentally handicapped kid. guy they pulled off the fucking street. So I think his name is Benny. Benny
Yeah, that's
Safdie.
Benny Safdie.
Benny Safdie. I just have to give him props, dude. He really pulled that shit off.
Fuck, great
It's
performance.
fucking awesome.
Not in it much, but he's a great performance.
Yeah, that's true. Robert Pattinson. I kind of forgot that I was watching Robert Pattinson at times.
Dude, he's a fucking chameleon.
Like, I couldn't believe how this guy who played a sparkly vampire, how he went from
Putting it lightly.
how he went from teenage heartthrob to dirty, mangy fucking criminal. It was fucking crazy how good he was in the film. I was honestly kind of surprised that he didn't get nominated for an Oscar.
Dude.
More or less a Golden Globe.
So fucking good.
But yeah, but on to the thing that kind of is my gripe, and it probably will piss you off, Alex, but
I have a refutation.
I understand the whole idea that this film is supposed to be felt like an anxiety attack, almost kind of chaotic, very chaotic.
Alright, pussy, laying on me.
Well, shut the fuck up, dude. Fanboy.
Just because you
dude.
can't handle it, bud.
Fucking Oh, don't even go there, dude. Fucking fanboying over this. I didn't like that whole thing. I didn't like the whole chaotic feel of it. That's just me. I felt there was. I think there needed to be some time to breathe. I do understand the whole point of it, though. It's supposed to be like, I'll let you explain the point, but
Alright, I got this.
Go ahead.
Are you ready for this? Alright. So, I'll just go down my list of Good Time. I think Good Time is the best soundtrack of the year. Alright? It's just personally the greatest soundtrack of the year, you know?
Mhm.
It takes notes from my fellow weebs out there, you know, fucking Dragon Ball Z. That's what I felt like it had. It had this synthy / rock vibe to it, and it was very intense and chaotic. It was fucking phenomenal.
I'm just gonna pull a quote from Sith Lord Trump and say, wrong.
Alright, whatever, bro. I mean, I know you're gonna say fucking bitch ass fucking Blade Runner 2049, but whatever,
no,
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 Don't be fucked.
I thought Shape of Water had
As
the best
fucking
soundtrack
unoriginal
and
as
score.
possible. Punk
Shut the
ass.
fuck up, dude. Butt hurt, motherfucker, dude.
It has the most interesting style of the year. It uses diegetic neon. Alright, everything in the film is based around what you see in the film.
Right.
Alright, according to, the visual style. Alright, if a TV is, on a certain color, you'll see that reflected in the face of Robert Pattinson, whereas, it's not some off-screen nonsense shit just to give it, more style. To refute your point of the anxiety attack, that's exactly what the film wants you to be. Fucking, I remember Robert Pattinson's character's name is Connie, but I forget
Connie.
Benny Safdie's character's name. He is, some type of autistic, I believe. He has some type of mental retardation. And we're supposed to feel that. In the first scene of the film, we are given a close-up of the doctor that is way too close and verges in from, in focus to out of focus consistently. And that calls back to his ability to focus on a certain character. I saw it in theaters. I know you didn't see it in theaters, but the soundtrack, or not just the overall sound design, was mixed way fucking loud for me.
Right.
There was a time in the theater where I thought about walking out because my ears hurt, and then it clicked partway through the film that it's supposed to be loud. It's supposed to hurt your ears,
Right.
because of Benny Safdie's, kind of autistic nature. That stuff.
Things are ultra sensitive.
That things are ultra sensitive to him. So it's a direct reflection of his mental retardation.
Right.
Which I think that's what the film is supposed to be about.
And I get you, and I totally
Less
get
of a
you.
heist film.
No, I get it. I think a talk that we didn't have on here, you mentioned that kind of summed up the film was, it's a film about failure, but it's okay. Where it's like, it is. It's
a film of
failure.
But you're along for the ride.
Right, and not just because it was on my 10 spot doesn't mean I didn't love it.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah, sure, whatever, dude. Have your doubts, homie, but I get it. It can be a bit jarring for some people at first. I didn't get to see it a second time, but even on my TV, the fucking music was loud as shit. It was super fucking loud compared to the dialogue.
And that's what I was talking about, if it's purposefully intentional.
Right.
Which, I get it isn't everyone's speed, because, like I said, in the theaters, I had a moment of, I wanted to walk out because my ears hurt.
Right, but you had an epiphany.
So fucking loud, and then I realized that it was meant to be too loud. As, a sort of self-reflection of Benny Safdie's character.
Right, but overall, I thought it was phenomenal. I don't think this is the Safdies' debut. I think they've already had like 3 or 4 films done.
I know they had one before it. I forget the fucking name.
Definitely gonna check out their other shit, but I thought this was fucking awesome, to be honest. Oh yeah, the guy I forgot to mention, the fucking Bostonian dude. Yeah, bro.
Oh fuck, bro. He's more of a Long Islander.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. Also, shout out to Barkhad Abdi. They fucked him up so
Barkhad
bad.
Abdi is fucking dead. I don't care what the film says, but he's fucking dead in the film.
Dude,
and if you've seen it, you fucking know that he's fucking dead because of how much acid they poured
into his
fucking mouth.
Yeah, I thought it was... I'll have to give the film another go.
Like I said, my best film of the year. It came out of left field, to be honest. My brother was like, dude, let's go see Good Time. I didn't have much of a knowledge about it. I thought it was just going to be a traditional heist film. And it turned out to be this fucking left field, insane movie. Just 11 out of 10 nonsense. It's absolutely fucking recommend. Without a doubt.
I do too. Go and fucking watch that movie. But that's all I got for a good time.
Blasted my number one. Fucking
Yeah,
dickhead.
sorry.
Blasted my number 3 as well too. Like,
Sorry too, dude.
I already you probably know what my number 2 is.
But are you going up next? I think you are.
I think I am. I don't know where you put this film, but Dunkirk.
Oh, Dunkirk's on my number 4.
Your number 4. It's my number 8. Right.
Nice. Okay. Well, half. Well, you met me halfway there, dude. You met me halfway there.
Dunkirk. Everyone knows it's a good film. Like, you ask anyone, they probably like
It
Dunkirk.
was general
But-
audience likeness. Yeah.
The best thing I can say about Dunkirk is it's not a war film.
That's the same thing I was gonna say too.
It is about the spectacle and the intensity of a thriller, I guess. What I would say is it's more trying to be spectacle rather
Right.
than brutality. Whereas you watch Saving Private Ryan,
Satan.
Satan Private Ryan.
Satan Private Ryan.
It's about the brutality of World War II, whereas this one is, it's supposed to have this. It's supposed to evoke feeling in you.
Yeah. I would even go as far as saying it's a movie about survival. It's more along survival where Nolan could have been. Well, someone told me that they didn't like the movie because it wasn't character driven, and I have to say, as you said before about Good Time, that was the point. There aren't very well thought out characters because we're not supposed to. We understand human emotion. We understand that when a human is pushed beyond their limits, they're trying to make it.
We understand the war experience. Not that, we
went through it,
have
we
it
understand.
firsthand, but we understand what it is like.
Right. So I think that was a majority of the point where many of these, basically kids were just thrown into the muck and they were forced to survive, and that's what it was. I thought it was really great. I thought it looked really pretty. To be honest, as much as I love Tom Hardy, Tom Hardy really didn't need to be in it, but I'm glad he was because he.
Perfect.
He
To be
was
honest, that
pretty
last
great.
fucking scene where he's fucking crying in front of the plane,
Dude,
that
sad.
adds so much fucking weight to the film. I can't even fucking explain it.
Yeah, and Hans Zimmer's score, especially the one with the click, click, click,
The click of the clock is, it definitely helps pacing.
Yeah.
It lends a sense of urgency, because Dunkirk is all about urgency, getting the troops off the beach in timely fashion in order to fight the next battle.
Right.
And, the ticking of the clock helps represent that.
Right, and another thing I wanted to add was something I saw on, I don't know who it was, I don't know, someone on YouTube said that one of the reasons why it was so impactful or and suspenseful too was that we don't really know what they're, we obviously know the idea that they're trying to run away from the Germans or survive, but we don't actually see Germans.
Yeah, we get some gunfire in the beginning of the movie, but usually our encounters with the Germans are based off of airplanes in which we don't see signifiers that they are actual Nazis.
Right. We just see we just know that the fact that they're in danger, and that's practically it. We don't even when Tom Hardy gets captured, it's just him with the blurry background. We don't see who the fuck is getting it.
The focus is on Tom Hardy and his emotions in that scene of sacrificing himself for country.
Right.
The biggest thing I have to say about this film is the non-linear structure.
Throws me.
It can be quite jarring the first time you feel it.
I have to agree too.
Experience it, but once you figure it out and you understand what the film is doing, then it lends to a uniqueness of war films. War films have a general tendency to feel the exact fucking same all the time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This one, because it has a non-linear structure that connects moments together, it has a sense of uniqueness.
Right.
That helps differentiate itself from other war films.
But yeah, I I agree with everything you said. I think this is the first movie I think we've totally been like, yeah. Besides Mother.
Yeah. Mother, we were pretty equally like, this is a
But
piece
yeah,
of shit.
the thing, I think you hit the nail on the head. Is that all you got?
I mean, I'm good with Dunkirk.
All
I mean,
right.
Dunkirk is probably the most consistent quality film. I mean, you know what you're gonna get with Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, you're gonna
Get,
you know what
you're
you're
gonna enjoy what he has to
right,
offer.
exactly. So my number 9, John Wick 2.
Oh no! This is my number 5.
John Wick.
Actually, another film pushed it down to number 6,
Right, okay.
but we'll get to that later.
But John Wick 2. I'm a. This is my favorite John Wick. That was my favorite John Wick. I thought number 1 was really good, but you could definitely tell the budget increased in the second one.
I agree so much.
You can tell so much that it had much more money to work with.
It's great. I love it.
So fun. Well, that's actually what it is. It's 1 out of 10, but I would also add a fucking like 10 out of 10 right after that. It's so nonsensical, but so good. I would have to say like as like just in a dramatic way, Keanu Reeves isn't really that talented of an actor, but he fucking sells.
Shut the fuck
He
up,
sells,
dude.
He's so
A
wooden.
fucking one of a kind fucking actor,
Yeah,
bro.
one of a kind where he sells like his like action hero.
All right, he doesn't lose his cool quite as much in this one as he does in the first one. But in the first one, he fucking loses his cool, and it leads to a great moment.
I mean, he lost his cool in like the bank, the Jewish bank.
Yeah, a little bit, but
thought that was
I would say that's less impactful than the first film, where he loses his shit before he gets fucking a paper bag, or not a paper bag, a plastic bag. A plastic bag put over his fucking head and almost suffocated.
Yeah, which was gross. I fucking made me feel uncomfortable, but I thought this one was really good. The Italian guy, I forgot, not the actor's name, I forgot his name, but I know his name was D'Antonio or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, D'Antonio. Hello, Mr. D'Antonio.
John Wick has good bad guys. All right,
It really fucking.
they have
does.
good bad guys that you fucking just don't like. All right,
Yeah.
As petty as some of the shit may seem, killing a dog or blowing up a house, you really feel it.
Yeah, you really do.
Feel the weight of having your whole peaceful life rocked on its fucking side.
Right. Yeah, and then Ian McShane.
Oh, dude,
I fucking love him.
he is one of the most priceless moments of the John Wick franchise.
Just fucking love how he says, "I'm sorry, Jonathan. I'm gonna have to call you excommunicado." I fucking love that the whole thing, dude.
Dude, that fucking
It's so
speaks to the
fucking
fucking style of John Wick. Right?
Yeah, it feels like there's like a genuine world surrounding these assassins.
I fucking say this all the time, but John Wick feels like it was a graphic novel that was adapted for the screen, but it's fucking not. It is a film that has a sense of world building without shoving it down your throat.
Right.
The way it integrates the homeless into its world is absolutely some of the most creative filmmaking tools ever.
Yeah, they're basically like cameras. Basically, they don't pass the word about everything.
They're a total assassin organization based out of homeless people with fucking Morpheus as the fucking lead fucking character.
Somebody please
Dude.
get this man a gun.
Oh, dude, that's such a good sign. $7 million. 7 bullets. But yeah, that's one of the highlights as well. You get a Morpheus and Neo fucking reconnection, and it's great. They have so much chemistry in their short time together. I mean, we haven't even touched on the action. The action takes it to another fucking level beyond John Wick 1. It's hard to top the nightclub scene. It really is.
It really fucking
But
is. And
honestly, the catacomb scene fucking matches it. I will fight someone to death to say that. The way that he uses he goes through his different arsenal of weapons. He goes through his shotgun, he goes through his AR.
pistol.
It's very interesting. It continues the fucking jujitsu that it's classic in the first film. It has everything you want in a revenge film.
I agree.
And more, because it has that world building aspect and that sense of style.
Right, right, and I agree, and that's the reason why I think it's better than the first one. Not to blame again Chad Stahelski. Fuck, I hope he's like the next best action director of like
The next
the
John
modern.
Woo.
Yeah, for real. But that's just only hoping. But I think this one was better. It's not Chad Stahelski's fault. They got way more money, and
It definitely did, and you can visibly see that it got a
oh yeah,
higher budget. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
I mean, I didn't even write this down, but the soundtrack is a direct continuation
yeah.
of the
It's
first one, and
phenomenal.
it fits the character so well.
Yeah, it really does.
It's a relatable guy who just wants to have a normal life, but fucking shit goes up in his face, and he has to deal with his problems. He just happens to be a fucking hitman.
Right, right.
Bro, he's a 50-year-old man out there doing his
And
own
he's still
fucking
doing that
stunts,
shit.
and he's a badass, dude.
He's really good.
John Wick is probably the best action film of the fucking decade. Right?
I have to
mean,
agree.
and John Wick 2 just tops that, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I have to agree.
Because of the higher budget, I think that's a big thing. The museum is great. The
Yeah.
way that they limit him with ammo is so fucking phenomenal. It's a great way to handicap your hero, and
yeah.
that's what you want in a action film. You want to be able to handicap your hero and make it harder for him
Right,
because
yeah.
it's more relatable.
Right. But yeah, I thought I thought this was just a great film. It's a fun film. What surprised me the most is it came out like in February,
Dude, for real.
and like when movies come out, I mean like film people know January, February are mostly like
It's the
films.
shite.
It's the shit, but like John Wick,
Oh,
so good.
I have one more thing to say about John Wick is sound design of the weapons is
Oh my
fucking
god, yes.
the most priceless moment of this film.
Uh-huh.
And it's important in an action movie to get weapons that sound punchy, weighty,
Right.
shit like that. But you hear the 1911 go off, and
Yeah,
you're
it's
like,
really loud
oh,
and
that's fucking great.
satisfying.
You hear his shotgun go off, and you feel like a shotgun is actually going off. It's not
Right.
tapered. It's not watered down. You know, you hear his Glock go off, and it feels like he's shooting an actual
Right.
weapon rather than it being a fucking cartoon. And that's important in an action movie to make it grounded.
Right, and two more things I want to add. Just one, I think this is one of the few films that like do CGI blood well,
Yes, I totally agree with that.
where like it's not too obvious. If anyone has ever seen the Expendables films, the one with Sylvester Stallone, that's where like,
Trash.
CGI is done so bad, so gross. It's like sci-fi level, like this channel sci-fi
Yeah,
levels
it's
of ridiculousness.
Atrocious.
Right, but this one does it really well. It hides it phenomenally. Where like some moments are still like, oh shit, that's gross.
And they mix in some fucking practical blood
shit.
squibs,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it further blurs the line between CGI and blood squibs, and it's
Right.
great. That's
Yeah.
what it should do an action film.
Yeah, and the second part is we keep on hearing about him killing people with a fucking pencil, right?
fucking
And
pencil.
we got to fucking see him do it, and it was glorious, dude. It was glorious.
That
and
was
gross.
one of the moments where my jaw legitimately dropped
It
in
was
the
so
theater.
fucking good.
I was astounded that they actually added that in.
Yeah,
and
the
it was
pencil.
so worth it.
It was so good.
Absolutely fucking worth it.
And I have to agree with you. That was fucking awesome.
That's my number 5, honestly, or
Okay.
I guess my number 6, because another film pushed it down.
Right. Okay. Cool. Go ahead. It's your turn now.
I actually have to take a piss, so
God damn it! I have to talk about Campo Azul and Pabst Blue Ribbon again.
I guess you could make up another sponsor, but I mean, you could also just talk nonsense, political opinions, what's going on in the sports world, whatever, man.
You know what?
I'll be back.
I'll just talk about the angsty, the angsty phase I've gone through. Most people get through this during high school, but recently I've gotten this little um, bug for pop punk, post-hardcore, emo music, and shit, I'm afraid to tell people that. I feel like I'm gonna get shit for it. But yeah, I just go through some of the fucking albums that I really do enjoy. I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard Hot Mulligan. Hot Mulligan is a phenomenal band. You listen to their album Opportunities. Um, I don't know if you'll be into it, but great, great album. Another one is Here Again by um, Will Away. Phenomenal again too. More a little bit rock, more rock heavy over emo, and last one probably Creeper, Eternity in Your Arms. But those three albums you should definitely check out if you're kind of similarly into my brash, angsty shit.
All right, I'm fucking back.
But Alex is back, so we can continue on with our list. Hopefully get these out.
All right. So my next film, number 7, The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Okay, well I haven't.
I
Seen
know you didn't see this movie, so it's gonna be hard to talk about it. This movie's fucking weird, right? Yorgos Lanthimos is a fucking weird director.
Yorgos Lanthimos.
He's a good old Greek guy, you know. So I'll try and be as vague as possible. So this will probably go pretty quick.
That's fine, dude. I'm sorry about that.
It
I
is
have one that you haven't seen either.
surprising to the very end. It is not quite a horror film. It definitely is. It's a mystical thriller. And that the kid who's in Dunkirk who fucking dies
By falling?
dies by falling because of Cillian Murphy is in this, and his fucking performance is incredible. He has a speech towards the end that blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
It is. I'm not gonna spoil any of it, but it is fucking insane. And if you know Yorgos Lanthimos, he's great with the silly kind of awkward humor, and this movie is chock full of awkward humor. Continuation of his style, but it's got some horror roots and some mysterious, mystical elements to it. But honestly, I would say check it out.
All right.
To be honest, I can't say much more than that. Besides, I mean, Colin Farrell is a fucking god amongst what he fucking does. It's so. He is so fucking amazing. It's incredible. And there are child actors in it, too. And they're great. Not even great for child actors. They're just great in general.
Yeah. Well,
That's all I really have to say about fucking Killing of a Sacred Deer. So what's your next one?
My number 8 is Logan.
Whoa! That's your number 8?
Yep, that is my number 8.
Okay, alright.
That is my number 8.
Logan is my number 4.
Okay, Logan. Where do I start? Okay. Well, first of all, I'm not a huge fan of superhero movies anymore.
Never mind, I guess it's my number 5 because it got pushed down by another film, and we'll get to that later.
Technically, I don't know. It is my number 8, but a lot of the previous movies we've already talked about. So whatever.
Figured.
But Logan, it was kind of hard to rank it. I think I don't think it was ranked. I think my list was just movies that I really enjoyed. But Logan, I think the reason why I loved it was because it's not your typical superhero film. In fact, I don't even think it's a superhero film. People will say, okay, it's still a fucking X-Men movie, it has Wolverine and all this other shit, but it's not really, it's not really focused on the abilities that Wolverine has, or the fact that Professor X has these mind telekinetic shit, right? It's just a man who's broken, who's dying.
Character study.
Yeah, it's a character study of two broken individuals.
Find a little bit of hope.
Right, yeah, who do. And it is a Western. It is a Western. It's very much like a lone wolf outlaw on his last leg trying to do some good, before he either rides off into the sunset or dies. In this case, he fucking dies.
He dies hard.
He dies gross.
It's necessary though,
It's
to be honest.
yeah, true. Um, I I'm actually really happy, and I don't care what James Mangold, the director, said. He said that Deadpool didn't matter if it was rated R or not. It was still gonna be rated R. I highly doubt that.
I also kind of doubt that because Deadpool kind of paved the way
It-
for
it-
successful R-rated. I mean,
Superhero films.
Watchmen came before it, and that's a fucking phenomenal film.
Agreed.
But it wasn't as commercially successful as Deadpool.
Right. So I think yeah, Deadpool definitely did pave the way. But this one it's gritty. It's gritty. Um, this is a similar theme, but it's super depressing. Nothing really is happy. There's a moment where he gets invited by a family, where they have
Oh.
a moment of solace. They have a moment of where it almost kind of Hugh Jackman gives a face of like, oh, so this is what it feels like to have a moment of peace, where like nothing really matters, and it's so drastically fucked when like the what is it, clone of like Logan or whatever,
Oh, X-23, yeah.
yeah, just comes and kills the family and Professor X.
Or X-24, I fucking forget.
It does, but like, and the whole time where like, the scene where like Logan's like, it wasn't me. Well, it's so fucking hard.
That hits me in the feels when he's bringing Charles down the stairs and he keeps saying, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, dude. How is Charles feeling right now? He's too fucking hurt to respond. Does he know that Logan would never hurt him?
Mhm.
I mean, that moment gets me every fucking time.
It really fucking does. Another layer that really fucking added a bunch of emotion was the fact that we have this backstory that Professor X killed a bunch of mutants.
Dude, the seizure moments are some of the greatest in the entire film.
Really are.
In
yeah.
the theater, there were moments where I stopped breathing.
Yeah,
Where
you
I
hold
was-
your breath.
I was totally holding my breath unconsciously because that's how suffocating the moments were.
Yeah, it felt very drastic.
Especially when they were in the hotel and it went on for this long period of time.
Yeah, over like
You
5 minutes.
You had to remind yourself that, you know,
Have to breathe.
you have to breathe because you're so invested in the moment.
Yeah.
And also the brutality in those scenes are some of the best. It shows it shows what Wolverine has to do. He has to murder people in order to protect his friends,
Right.
protect his family.
Yeah, and I agree.
I think Logan has the most emotional weight of any superhero film ever.
No, yeah,
Without a doubt, it has you caring about these characters.
yeah, throughout the entire way. Even the child actress, I forgot her name, but she was fucking great too. I thought she was really good. Oh, also, I can't believe we haven't talked about this. I wish there was more Boyd Holbrook.
Dude, yeah, I wrote Boyd Holbrook is amazing. He plays like a fucking comic book fanboy who just legitimately just respects mutants but doesn't like them.
Yeah, he just
He's a great villain, more so than the fucking doctor guy. That's one of my major complaints is the doctor guy. He's just kind of there to be the bad guy, and
like,
you know,
I
I made all these people, and you know, whatever. Fuck
yeah,
you, bro.
it was,
Who cares?
that was really
But
dumb.
Boyd Holbrook hunting, you know, the little girl and Logan is phenomenal because
Yeah.
he has this sense of respect towards Logan.
But he's like, he's still gonna try to get the job done.
But he's gonna get the job done. He has this immense amount of charisma. There's a sense of style about his character where he has his gold tooth and he has his gold sunglasses and he has his metal arm. It's just he's got style and he's got charisma.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, he's thrown to the wayside in the later half of the film
yeah,
for the
X20
doctor.
thing, the X20 thingy. But yeah, I thought it was fucking great.
It's a great modern western.
Yeah. Honestly, like honestly speaking, I think it's. I'm still a huge fan of like the Nolan Batman movies, but I think this one. Um, I don't want to say it boldly, but I think this surpasses it.
I think it tops it without a doubt because of the emotional weight, because it holds up after several watches. The Dark Knight movies do not hold up after several watches. You start to poke holes in them. My big negative is for Logan is that it is quite cheesy at the end, where his daughter. I believe she is X-23, whereas the clone of Logan is X-24, where she moves the cross into an X. That
I didn't even notice that. I thought it was just her going, he doesn't need no fucking cross. He could just fucking.
He's just a badass, and he likes
Yeah,
the letter
right.
X.
My dumbass didn't even put two and two together, and I was just like, oh wait, he's in the fucking X-Men. I get it.
I think it's quite silly, but it's understandably silly
Right.
because he was not a man of religion. He lived and died by the X-Men. That's what he was. But as an outside fan viewing it, you see it and you think, wow, that's pretty fucking cheesy.
Right, and yeah.
But it ends where it needs to.
Right, and one more thing. Sorry, one more thing. But I fucking love how it almost commentates on superhero films, where like he's going through like the comic book, and he goes, "All this shit is like
Just a
not
made
even
up shit.
Yeah, like this is not really how it happened, and this and that, and blah blah blah." And then you kind of think like, yeah, like all these movies, especially like the Avengers and all this other shit, they're so, how do you say it? More.
They're like they're very you know fantasy
Yeah,
oriented.
they're over dramatized, and they're more uh, whimsical and shit like that. And this one hits like on the point where like people died
They're
because
very
of this shit.
Marvel films are very lighthearted, whereas this one is
Yeah, you're right.
it is grounded,
Hmm.
and that goes back to the Western
Right,
kinda,
right.
label.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas Westerns, they're grounded in reality, whereas this film takes liberties with reality, but at the end of the day, it tries to be as real and grounded as it can be in that universe.
Yeah, good point, dude. All right, well, you have a next one?
My next one is my number 4, which, I mean, could easily be anywhere in the top 3.
I have not seen Lady Bird.
Lady Bird is fucking incredible. Alright. It sucks because I can't spoil this film, but try my best to explain it and why I like it without spoiling it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lady Bird is absolutely fucking hilarious without being, nonsensical. It takes the traditional teenage tropes of this angsty kind of you feel smarter than everyone kind of trope and kind of parodies it in a certain way, but it also has a tremendous amount of heart and relatability to issues, to familial issues, to finding your place in the world, being part of a small town in a very big pond.
Right.
It absolutely the most relatable film of the year for anyone. I strongly believe that, and it has strong, memorable, hilarious characters. Timothy Chalamet is in it for a short period of time, but he absolutely steals the show because he's hilarious. He's one of those characters who thinks he's smarter than everyone else and thinks he's got better opinions than everyone else. And you see that and you're like, yeah, I know kids like that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And
So
they're a joke.
Yeah, right. That's cool, man. Okay, well, I mean, I haven't seen this.
I know you haven't seen it,
So like,
I
I'll
mean,
have to put this conversation on hold.
it's very Francis Ha like if you've seen Francis Ha.
Yes, that movie's great.
But my biggest gripe with this film is that the first half of the film definitely relies heavily on the comedic elements, whereas the second half of the film relies heavily on the dramatic elements and the relatability with familial issues and issues of growing up. So it loses a little bit of comedy towards the end of the film, which I wish it contained more of that comedy throughout.
Right.
A consistent tone. But overall, it's just...
Well, I'm just excited for Greta Gerwig.
It's Greta Gerwig at her most,
Open, I think.
open. Yeah, I was gonna say vulnerable. Vulnerable is not quite the right
Well,
word.
I mean, it could
it's semi-autobiographical.
I mean, it would make sense. Maybe that's what makes her vulnerable, where she's letting herself be seen by the world. But I thought, I haven't seen it, but Frances Ha was kind of similar in the way where you're like, this feels like she lived through this somehow. But, yeah.
So it handles teenage kind of issues in a relatable way, whereas, us being out of our teenage years, I can still look back and, experience the same emotions that Saoirse Ronan is feeling as well. Also,
Right.
also pretty fucking hot, to be honest.
Again, dude,
I mean, not in this film because she
count it.
looks like a fucking 12-year-old, but usually she's pretty fucking hot. So,
Yeah.
Lady Bird, quality, AF, bruh.
Okay. My number seven. It says 7, but it's pretty much 4. But it's 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
I didn't see 3 Billboards.
Okay, so I'll try to go through this one as quick as possible without affecting anything. This movie is mainly about realization that some things take time to be resolved. Where and it's also trying to be a message about selfishness. The lengths we go when we lose something we love, but also at what cost would we have to affect someone else's life and in pursuing the truth or what makes us happy. And it's so phenomenal in portraying that, especially with Frances McDormand's character and Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson, an old, well, he's not really that old in real life, but in the movie he's old, and he's kind of like on his way out in the police force. Is just trying to solve a murder, but like he is almost as if he's not really taken seriously, and it's Frances McDormand that makes him feel that way, and it hurts him.
I mean, she's the one who's technically emasculating him by putting up the billboards and saying, "Why aren't you fucking doing your job?" and solving. I mean, the murder of her daughter. Right. I mean, I got that part.
Right. So, there comes a point at the end. I'm not gonna spoil it, but where Frances McDormand has an arc, where it's the realization that pursuing something that isn't as simple as just give me my fucking answers is just not plausible.
It's just shades of gray towards the end.
So
I guess.
Sam Rockwell, by the way, Jesus fucking Christ, he's so good. I'm so happy he's nominated. I'm rooting for him all the way because he plays the most stereotypical Southern dude, but there's a twist that also kind of like makes him really good.
Don't spoil it now.
No, dude, no spoiling. I won't do that to you. But yeah, dissection of selfishness, tragedy, most importantly, just humanity. I think so. That's all I gotta say about 3 Billboards without spoiling.
All right. So I see your list right now, and the last film I have on my list is one that you all have on your list, just slightly below mine. So talk about your number 6 then.
Okay,
I haven't seen it.
Okay, Wind River. Tyler Sheridan has been going on a pretty fucking stellar run. He started with Sicario, then went to Hell or High Water. Granted, I think Wind River is his
pussy.
I'm trying to have my manners, fucker, but alright.
Whatever you say, princess.
There you go, blowing up your fucking earphones. But
Everyone already knows we've been drinking, so.
Wind River, I believe, is probably his one that lacks the most. I think it was the most
Ooh.
most film kind of like.
Bullshit, I don't fucking believe that.
I'm serious.
Fucking don't believe that. How dare you?
Fight me, bro.
I'm just kidding. I haven't seen it, so
But,
fuck it.
Again, another film that deals with tragedy, but in a more straightforward way. It's very good versus evil. It's very melodramatic, especially since it's held in an Indian reservation. So a lot of the themes of, taking away homes and all that shit is very, 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 very pushed in your face.
It hits you in the face with the Native American,
Right, right.
tropes that we all know.
Right. I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna say. Never mind. But I was about to ruin it, and I was like,
Please,
I'm
no.
not gonna do it. But no. Jeremy Renner, super underrated dramatic actor.
Lefty, he's part of my.
The true minority, left-handed
Part
people.
of the true minority, my brother right there. The lefties, lefties unite.
But Jeremy Renner is such an underrated dramatic actor. Everyone will keep on saying, no, he's not, dude, because he's in the Hurt Locker. Bullshit, dude.
Fuck the Hurt Locker.
The fucking the town. Oh god. But I think this is one of his best roles. He really does play a sympathetic, empathetic, tracker. That's what he's basically. He's a tracker, not a cop. He's a tracker.
I know that from the trailers.
So, he's so stellar, and I don't know the story about this, the whole crime that he's investigating is so fucking sad, but it pays off in the end. It's a great film, but I do think it's Tyler Sheridan's probably worst one. In lack of other words, worst, right? Quote unquote worst. But yeah.
All right, so the last film I have to talk about, and I know the last film that
I got
you
two.
have.
I still have two.
You have two.
Yeah. So do you want me to knock out the third one, real quick?
Let me see this motherfucking list. Okay. Knock out your number three because you and I agree on one.
Okay. Let me just knock out the last one. It's an indie film. Brawl in Cell Block 99.
Didn't see it.
Okay. This film is directed by I forgot his name, but he made Bone Tomahawk. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Didn't see it.
Again, it has Kurt Russell. It's a fucking gross, violent western. It's so fun. But here's the thing: Brawl in Cell Block 99 is great mainly for one thing: Vince motherfucking Vaughn.
Holy fuck! Actually, I did hear about this fucking movie. I knew nothing about it, but I remember seeing Vince Vaughn.
He comes back in such a great way. First of all, I'm pretty sure most of us know Vince Vaughn as just being a pudgy fucker now. But he sincerely lost so much weight and got fit as fuck.
Holy
and since he's in real life, he's 6'5", he's really imposing in this film. But he plays such a great, intimidating psychopath, and that's what he is. He's a protagonist, but he's a fucking psychopath that goes at any lengths for his family. That's pretty much it.
I appreciate the vagueness, to be honest, because you definitely piqued my interest. Vince Vaughn, I think he is a very underrated, serious actor.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about this film, to be honest.
I did because of reviewers. Chris Stuckman.
Ultimate cuck.
Tell that to Zod Snapneck.
Hashtag tell that to Zod Snapneck,
I hope he listens to that. I don't think he will, but it's okay.
But no, he won't. He's a pretentious cock.
But, yeah, so another great reason, especially, I know we're both music enthusiasts, the original 70s soundtrack written by the director was, oh my fucking god, it's so good. It's all original music. It's incredible, dude. And I know since we like mindless violence, it's fucking awesome.
It's the best, alright.
There's some fucking funny, gross out moments that are just so out over the top. You just have to laugh and be all giddy with fucking like excitement that is just ridiculous. Overall, fun out of 10. It's just so great. It's a little bit lengthy, I will say. It's over 2 hours,
Okay.
but and the title can be misleading because it's very slow near in the beginning. But once you get past that, you're in for a motherfucking ride.
Definitely a surprise with your picks, not gonna lie. I didn't see that one fucking coming at all. This one, I know you and I both fucking saw coming.
I'm so excited.
So my number 2 of the year.
My number one.
And your number 1 of the year is Blade Runner.
Oh my
2049.
god, dude, yes.
I said that Ghost in the Shell was my number 2 most stylish film of the year. Blade Runner is the most stylish film of the year, without a doubt. It has the most interesting color tones of any film of all time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It has some of the most unique sets and locations ever. Fucking Vegas with Harrison Ford is so interesting and unique with the very hypersexualized statues. It is so fucking memorable. Fucking Morgan's orphan kind of group
right.
is Morgan from fucking Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It's fucking memorable.
Basically a fucking labor
dirty. Yeah. Sapper or fucking Dave Bautista. I forget his name.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I wrote it down, to be honest.
He looks like a fucking super mutant from Fallout.
Oh, he absolutely does, with his fucking small glasses and shit.
Bro, dude, also the fucking scene like on the rooftop when like Ana de Armas, Joy, basically.
Yeah, everyone knows who that is.
Finally move into like rain. You're just like, oh my god.
It's a good existential moment of what it means to be a living entity. Fucking, what else? Dude, Ryan Gosling. All right, there's something about cool actors losing their shit that is the most amazing thing ever. Yeah. I was about to call Keanu Reeves John Wick, but Keanu Reeves has those moments in John Wick where he just loses his shit. Ryan Gosling doesn't lose his shit most often in movies, but he fucking loses it in this film after he meets, the dream maker,
which is basically
Harrison's daughter.
Yeah,
and it is insane how he fucking loses it. He smashes the chair behind him, and it's just incredible to see him lose his shit. It's absolutely one of the best moments of the film.
Yep, I have to agree. I think one of the best scenes of the film too is when he meets like the group of replicants in like some basement area, I think.
Is this towards the end of the film where they're talking about the rebellion?
Yeah, and he's talking with like the lady that's missing an eye.
Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, like you have to go to help Harrison and like you have to go kill him because of I forgot what. Do you remember what exactly to kill Harrison?
It's like something to not let like secrets out or something.
Yeah,
some
just
shit.
To keep him quiet. But at the same time, like he questions it because he thinks he's the child of Harrison, and she tells him like, oh, that's okay, but we all want to be the child of like.
The chosen one, essentially.
The chosen one, right? And I think that is such a fucking great moment because we're following Ryan Gosling, who, to be honest, not only is a dissection of like a chosen one like theme, but humanity. Where like he is most obviously a replicant. They say it from the very beginning. His name is fucking K.
You already know with his encounter with Sapper when he busts through the wall.
Yeah.
Sapper has that whole kind of monologue of how could you do this to your own kind.
Yeah. So stuff. Like it's already established he's a replicant, but he portrays the most human emotions in the film, especially when it's the moments with Joy.
I totally disagree. Love has the most human emotions of the entire film.
Who?
Love. I forget the name of fucking what's his name. God damn it.
Wait, is it fucking Jared Leto?
Yeah, Jared Leto. Jared Leto's like personal sidekick.
Oh, her.
Continue with what your
But
thought
okay,
is.
I'll
But yeah,
continue.
her name is Love.
I know who you're talking about, the fucking Karate Kid.
Yeah.
But
Dick.
I will. I just for me, I resonated more with Ryan's portrayal because he's a fucking. I know what you're gonna say about fucking love. I just remembered, but with Ryan, I think he's longing for a normal life.
Yeah, the way he goes back to like the 50s with joy.
Right, right. Where like his whole disillusionment with reality, he can't. Even though he knows he's a replicant, he can't come to terms with it. And it's him who for me feels the most human, especially when he what do you call it? He doesn't go through with the whole killing of Harrison. He could have easily killed him. Just let him die.
But he decides to save him in the
He
end.
decides to save him in order to get him to go see his daughter, against the odds of the rebellion.
He has that human emotion within him
Right.
to save Harrison Ford in order to give him that moment of seeing his daughter.
Right, which goes back to I'm sorry to get this on a tangent, but which goes back to Blade Runner the original, right? Where Roy Batty's like he the entire film he's like, oh, he's only built and programmed to kill. That's all he's doing.
And then he learns emotions.
He spares Harrison, and that's the whole theme.
I got some shit to say about that part too.
Okay, but
in relation to 2049.
Okay, so that was my whole spiel. So go ahead, go on the Karate Kid, dude.
All right, Love is the most interesting character of the film, without a doubt.
Right.
The way that she is forced to kill, you can see physical pain on her face when she has to kill fellow replicants. She cries. She cries whenever she has to kill a person. But she does this because she's trying to please her master.
Arguably Jared Leto plays God, basically.
Pretty much, because he's the creator of life, even though he believes that the life that he creates is not perfect.
Right.
Is bullshit, essentially. And Love goes through with her orders because she loves her master and she wants to obey her master, but it hurts her to kill.
Right.
The first time she kills is a replicant and she cries. She kills Robin Wright's character and she cries. This shows that she has the emotions of a human being. She doesn't want to do this, but she's doing it in order to please her master. I guess that's all I have to say about Love.
I mean, I thought she was a fascinating character.
She's kind of a cold bitch when she kills all the junk people, I guess.
That's what I was gonna say, but I understand what you're saying. I'm not gonna lie. As much as she showed human emotion, I was really fucking satisfied when Ryan Gosling killed her ass.
No, yeah, because she's a good antagonist, but she's a good antagonist because she's relatable.
Right. Yeah.
Like Jared Leto's just kind of an asshole who wants to create, perfect organisms, I guess. Whereas Love is a layered character who genuinely doesn't want to hurt other people, but that's her duty, her obligation.
And it's tragic.
And I mean, on a personal note, like this is what I thought when I was watching the film. All right, so Harrison Ford's daughter is born on 6/10/21. Right, my fucking birthday is 6/10/97. My favorite number is 21.
What the fuck?
I am the chosen one. Get ready, bro. So yeah, that was just some random shit that I was thinking during the film, where I was like, damn, this is some interesting nonsense.
I'm not as lucky, dude.
What is the coincidence that my birthday is fucking the chosen one and my favorite number is the year of her birth? Total absolute fucking tangent, but
that's not. I mean, that makes sense. I'm not as lucky. I'm 11/7/97, so I'm fucked.
So, I mean, I wasn't expecting that going into the film, where
Right.
where Ryan Gosling unveils the tree and says 6/10/21.
Uh-huh.
I told this to my brother, and he was like, "Wow, you're right, bro."
Wow,
You're
dude.
fucking right, dude. Another thing I have to add about Blade Runner is it is I don't think there'll ever be a sequel
Oh,
to
unfortunately.
2049, and I'm perfectly happy with that because the way that the original Blade Runner ends and 2049 ends are totally interconnected. The way that Roy Batty talks about tears in the rain, how memories,
Fade away.
fade away, they wash away like tears in the rain. This one ends with snow. Snow doesn't fade away. Snow is a solid entity. Memories are completely solidified as Harrison Ford meets his daughter, and I think that's a great throwback to the original, where dreams are washed away in the first one. It has a sense of hopelessness for the replicants, whereas this one, dreams are solidified with the snow, and replicants have a legitimate chance in the world, denoted by Harrison Ford
Right, right,
finally meeting his daughter.
right. Um, that's interesting. I didn't think about that, honestly. I just kind of thought it was just in the snow. I was like, oh,
just some pretty fucking set design and
yeah.
cinematography and shit.
Well, okay. I think if you have nothing else to say, one last thing. Um, there's a scene where Ryan Gosling buys out a prostitute
I remember
and
that totally.
has
The her moment.
yeah. Oh yes, that's the only thing I fucking thought about the entire time. I was just like,
That's one thing that I don't like in that film. That
that it
it's
was
just
a
it's a total her moment, and I get it.
if Denis did that because of her, respect. But like, yeah, it was unnecessary. But there was something strangely beautiful about that. But I mean, I think the her one is better. It's more creepy and more uncomfortable. Um, I thought it was fascinating. I don't think it was necessary, but nah, whatever.
Another little thing that I just absolutely loved about 2049 is the fact that we we don't know what Harrison, aka Decker, says to his daughter.
Oh yeah, we don't
We,
need
we
that.
we just see that he walks into the room, and I think that's a perfect amount of mystery, where it leaves it up the imagination of what he says to her, what the encounter might be like, because that would have been a moment in the film that derailed the film.
Yeah, for sure.
Leaving it up to the interpretation of, you know, the audience is a perfect way to end the film, along with Ryan Gosling's, you know, playing in the snow.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I've heard people say it's like kind of annoying. I fucking disagree. I think ambiguity is one of the best um, techniques you can use. I think imagination is greater than actually just showing someone. But I love that we don't get to know what Harrison Ford actually does. I like how we don't know that it's likely that Ryan Gosling died or maybe he's just resting. It doesn't matter. But something about ambiguity is just fascinating.
Just it adds a sense of magic, like it, and that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Movies are supposed to give you that sense of feeling.
Well, it's just supposed to make you feel like you're actually in the world.
Yeah, and that's
And
what, honestly, what I wrote down is that Blade Runner is the most complete film of 2017,
yeah,
and it truly fucking is. From
right,
top
right.
to bottom, everything was thought out precisely. We didn't even talk about the soundtrack. I mean, Hans Zimmer just keeps the spirit of the original, but adds in,
Like
his own
yeah,
essence.
I heard R.I.P. Johan Johansson who actually did fucking die,
Bitch ass.
but I heard he was supposed to do the soundtrack. I was kind of curious as to where he was gonna go, but not to say that Hans Zimmer.
Ambience. To be honest, I could see ambience.
I can definitely see ambience, but I wanted to see him give it a try, or at least I don't know if the guy who made the score for the original is still alive.
Oh, that was a Vangelis.
Yeah.
That's a band.
Oh, are they still alive or?
Dude, I have no fucking clue.
But if they were, that would have been cool to see them again. But
I mean, they Hans Zimmer at the end in the credits had a Vangelis song,
oh,
like
okay.
the main theme of 2049, I believe.
Well, yeah, I think you hit it pretty accurately. Whereas Blade Runner is the most complete film. I think how you said Dunkirk was the most consistent. I think Blade Runner was the most complete.
It's it's the most stylish film of the year without being overly nonsensical with
Right.
its
Yeah.
style. Everything is appropriate to what you're saying. Everything has a meaning. Everything has resonance in the film world. Nothing is done because, hey, that looks cool, or hey, this could be a cool story element, but it's not about that. And
Right. Right.
I guess that can be attributed to Denis Villeneuve and his vision for what this should be, and I forget the screenwriter's name of it. I mean, he was commissioned to do a sequel
Shit.
because it is the OG guy who did original Blade Runner
Hmm.
to do the script for this one. I mean, props to him for creating a perfect continuation to the canon already.
Right. Well, that's all I got, man.
I mean, that's all I got too. So I guess we should end it at some point.
Yeah. So, shit, bro, we went for 3.5 hours.
That's pretty good. So
We hit we hit
this
we hit Joe Rogan stats again, dude.
Joe Rogan, come on, listen. We want you.
Oh,
Uh,
you can sponsor us, dude.
no, begging for sponsors. So this has been the first ever Single Serving Friends podcast. I am Alex, accompanied with my boy Renato. So, deuces. I guess that's all I have to say.
All right, thanks for listening, guys.